back in the count. The swing arm now coming back as our countdown continues.
Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome to the Brick Something News. I'm joined today by Goji Walter, aka Walter the Only One. What's going on, Walter?
Nothing much. First time streaming. Excited to start it up.
I love that, and I really appreciate when folks are like, "I don't do this kind of thing," but yeah, sure, I'll do it. It means a lot because I know it can be nerve-wracking, but I will say, I know it's going to be good when I see the guest doing air guitar to the opening video. I was like, okay, he's got it. He totally gets how this is going. Yeah, man, it's just going to be fun. We're just talking toys. For folks unfamiliar, Walter has been customizing creatures, kaiju, dinosaurs, and more for years now. How many years? Your Instagram just keeps going and going.
I've been doing it for like, I think, oh man, I started painting when I was like 7, and then I think I started posting when I was like 11, and it's just been ever since. I'm 19 now, so.
Okay, I was gonna say I missing the last piece. So like painting since he was a youngin', 8 years of doing figures in particular, statues, or how did that all work?
Everything I wanted, you know. It started out with not thinking that like the Bandai Gigan was painted well enough, and then I was just like, all right, got to do it myself, but. Here I am.
Oh man, I love that. You're like, no, this isn't right. They didn't quite get it. And you're like, so when you were painting, just let's go back that far before we say hello to the folks in the chat. I'm just curious. You said you were painting since you were little. Was that always on 3D objects, or was that 2D?
Oh yeah, never 2D.
Really?
Nope.
Wow, that's awesome. So what was the first thing when you were like 7?
Oh man, I can tell you exactly. It was all the Bandai creation stuff that you can get in like Walmart's, and at that time it was like Toys R Us and stuff. I would grab those and I'd paint them up, and it really started because I was just tired of not having like the cooler figures, and I was like, I gotta find a way to either make them for myself or make some money to make them for myself.
Whoa, that's awesome. So okay, so like even as a little kid, you're just like, I know there's these other figs out there. These ones that I got, they're not quite there. And so as a little, are we talking at that 7-year-old? Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely 7.
That is awesome. So you've been growing up with toys. I love that, man, because oftentimes guests here or just buddies of mine online and my brother, we're always talking about how like younger folk just they're not as exposed to it in the same way, right? So I'm old, man. And when I was a kid, Gojira Godzilla was like, there was a cartoon, a US crappy cartoon version of it. There were the awesome movies that we'd see on like Saturday Film Festival or whatever. And so, and then on top of that, we were being sold like the steady diet of 80s cartoons and like toys. And,
I'm the weird ball. I had the VHS tapes of all those that I was watching at that age.
That is so cool. So where did you pick it up from? Did someone introduce it to you, or?
I'll tell you, Jurassic Park 3 started me into dinosaurs when I was like 2 or 3 years old. And then I was 5 when I first watched 1998, and it just kind of like skyrocketed from there.
No kidding.
I never had like, you know, the internet at all until I was like 10.
Yeah.
I was just like either watching VHS tapes that I could find in thrift shops, or, you know, running around outside painting, obviously.
That's dope. That is awesome. And so you're this little kid who totally, and you know, I try to do the same thing with my kids. I tried to like as early as I could get them to understand what it was. Here's a dinosaur. Here's a, you know, here's a Godzilla. In fact, the first couple of like modern Godzilla toys that came into my life were because I had kids, and I was just like, these kids need to grow up knowing These kaiju.
No,
'Cause
you're
it's a
going
very
about it all wrong, man. My mom hated dinosaurs. My mom was like, "No,
Oh,
I do not want my kid to be obsessed with dinosaurs." That's
damn
why it
it.
happened. She screwed up so bad.
Damn it. That's awesome.
Uh,
Okay, so then you get these toys, you're like, "They're not good enough," you start painting. I'm curious, did mom I'm assuming mom and they're buying you these things and, you know, then they're seeing you to the
yeah.
layman's term, ruining it, taking paint to it. Like, what did they think of that?
Oh, you're grabbing the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah?
My grandmother to this day says, like, all the money I've spent on these things, where are they? In pieces, obviously, but my mom just thought it would, I'd grow out of it at some point, and here I am. Now she goes up to every other mom at Target, or Walmart, going up to dinosaur toys or whatever's around, Playmates, Godzilla figures, and she's like, "Don't get them started. They're never gonna stop. It doesn't end."
Okay, time out for a second, but does your mom realize that people now hit you up and give you good
That's my
money to
biggest
paint them?
supporter. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Now
So
she
now
is.
she's
It took
like,
her a little while, but
"Oh,
now she
okay,
is.
got it." Now she's like, "Oh, okay, you can buy your own damn toys
Oh
now."
yeah, yeah. Now she'll like, fight me or fight other people over it. Like anybody that tells me like, it's not a real job or anything like that, which, obviously I have a real job. I work in a restaurant, but
Uh-uh.
she's like, "Do you see the money he made?" I made
That's
more
the
than her over COVID.
There you go. That's awesome. All right. Well, we'll get to all that. First, let's say hello to the folks who are joining us today live. Thank you to everybody who's here. And thank you in advance to everybody who's catching us on the replay. We got Mr. Ryan Clark. What's going on, man? Good to see you always. I see him in chats everywhere. Same with Larry, Geeky World. I love it. Online, hanging out with folks all the time. Jordan from Canada is here. Great to be here. Hope Brick and everyone is having a chill Sunday. I actually am having an extra chill Sunday. I got to read some good comics. Yeah, take my kids, drop them off to their Dungeons and Dragon game, and do the grocery shopping. Can't complain. Too many other nuttiness in the world right now. Charlie Squared is here. Good to see you, sir. This guy, you should check this guy out, Walter. This is Alan Vine. Damn it, Alan. Vine Jungle Figure Factory, who is an amazing customizer. Like he buys, let's just say he buys not cheap toys, and as an adult, and puts tons of paint to it. A person after your own heart.
I like the
But
sound of that.
and his day job, this guy, he creates monsters for a living and haunts. Like he creates those massive haunts and gets, travels around the world to set them up.
Oh,
But
that's cool.
so tell your mom that. JMax77 is here. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Love this. Paul Morales, what's going on, sir? Fellow 1976er, good to see you. Travis, the Mr. Wonderful, is here. What's going on, man? Hey, Machu, ¿cómo está? What's up? Machu Toy is here. Another dope. I was going to say, like, customizer, but this dude, like, he's a multi-hyphenate in toys. He's got his show Between Two Sentinels. He's just everywhere. Toy Migos, the Enablers. He teaches people how to spend lots of money, and I appreciate him for it.
Cool.
What's going on, Machu? Low Fidelity Customs is here. What's going on, man? Thank you so much for watching. Good to see you here. Chris Bouchard is here. This guy, Josh Brown Toys, purveyor of fine resin printed glorious parts for people to make cool stuff out of. We'll take a look at something he's done and something that someone made using his parts. Some good stuff. What's up, Sath? Amateur Hour is here. Good to see you. Rowdy Riles is here. Good to see you as well. And that's it for the folks in the live for now. And we'll say hello as folks come in. But back to you, Walter. Mr. I started painting toys at 7. And then you said 7 through 11. When did you start doing your here's the question. When did you start realizing you could sell your customs?
That's where we get into Ed Miller.
Got it.
He is a legend, a really great guy. Well, he was until he passed recently. He had heart conditions. He always talked about it. And he pretty much inspired me to do all the business work that I do. He the story goes, I was at my grandmother's house, and my grandmother is a little nutty, not by my standards, but by everybody on Earth's standards. and I was just trying to do anything I could to like, pass the time there. And I wanted the Bandai Japan Mega Gearus box set version of Godzilla 1999 with the orange, or not 1999, 2000 with the orange spines. And I'd always wanted it so bad. And he had that, Orga, Mogira, and a couple other vinyls that I wanted.
Love this.
And I guess I hardly remember it, but at some point I messaged him through Instagram and showed him some of the things that I had painted because I wanted to trade for them. And we did trade for them, but branching off of that, he started pretty much commissioning me in exchange for his product that he'd get from around the world. And after I started posting enough stuff, people started offering to pay me to do stuff. And all this kind of stuff starts out with painting my own figures and then selling them before people actually ask me to paint their figures. But it just kind of flew, But even to this day, it's like you can't really look at my work without thinking of how much Ed has influenced me. I mean, he used to send me bulk things of like Monster Arts figures, like the newest Monsterverse stuff, and I'd paint them up in different ways. Like I can't tell you how many times I did a Hong Kong glow version of Kong from Godzilla vs. Kong just because of him. And, he really inspired me to do this kind of stuff.
Right on. Well, shout out to Ed Miller, rest in peace, Rip City Kaiju, if you want to take a look at their stuff. But he was the first one to kind of show you like, hey, your stuff is great and I want to commission you. I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
It was 3 weeks ago, was it, that he passed, or was it a little earlier than that?
It might have been like 4 or 5 weeks ago before they posted that.
Well, sorry for your loss and thank you, Ed. Because yeah, that's awesome. I think that's a great way to have somebody who's kind of been a member of that community kind of believe in you and be like, hey, I love your stuff. And then you were doing a lot of trades. How many, like, would you say you ended up painting for Ed specifically?
Oh man.
Really? That many?
I would say I painted a solid 300 figures for Ed over the years. I mean, he would say, I think like, YMSF is a brand of vinyl figures. I'm, kind of, I butt heads with the guy for various reasons, but we always, worked through Ed, and he sent me like, oh my God, 50 behemoths at one point to paint. And I just went down the row and painted and painted and painted.
Wow.
So yeah, there's been some serious painting for him going on.
Well, right on. That is awesome. Like, shout out to Ed for like, reaching out to young folks and like really encouraging the hobby, encouraging the love for kaiju and all these toys. I think it's rad.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that he's gone, but clearly he did some things in his life to obviously instill the love in the hobby and get you started. 300. I'm tripping on that number because like you said, you're 19. So I'm imagining, I'm sure he was like a huge source of like work for you, but do you have would you venture a ballpark on how many just items you painted both for yourself and for everyone else? Are we talking in the...
Well, actually, I've done the math quite a few times.
Have you?
Pulling up my phone here.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm going to my Instagram page here.
Yeah.
I got 1,093 posts, and I don't post a lot of stuff that's just social. And I post, I make one post per figure typically.
Okay.
So just ballpark range. I'll do the math up here in my tab bar. Let's just call it 1,000, right?
Wow.
1,000 figures I've painted.
That's
and
amazing.
Subtract 300 from that. Let's call it 700 figures I've painted for other people and for myself. And then when people look at the financial side of it, let's just say, give me a random number that you think like a commission would cost, like minimum, like 20, 30 bucks.
200? No.
We'll call it 40. We'll call it 40.
Well, no, I guess it depends on the size, but I will tell you, working in, like having gone to Legion's Con last year and like following that sort of scene of like the Four Horsemen stuff, that's the big thing, is that people often undervalue both what they're paying and what they're charging sometimes. But yeah, I could see some people being like, yeah, here's like $50. Paint me up this thing. but
Well, you
I
have
would.
to
It
sometimes to
should be
compete with the
higher.
rest of the
Okay, so
artists out
tell me
there.
more what you were gonna say. I'm curious.
Well, if I did 700 commissions
Uh-huh.
at $40 a pop, which
Yep.
is less than I've done and less than I've charged over this, amount of time, you're looking at 200 or no, $28,000. So
Not bad. Okay.
$28,000 just painting over like, 8
Yeah.
years at the bare bones minimum is what you're looking at.
Wow.
It's
Right
definitely not
on.
like a you know, feed your family eggs and bacon on the table job, but if you're
No,
just a
it's
kid trying to save for college, it works out.
absolutely. I think that's awesome. And just kind of doing it. I mean, how much time do you spend, would you say, a week on painting?
Oh, like nothing. I mean, kind of my specialty is painting things real quick. Like I
Really?
might do like an hour a day and, finish a figure in that amount of time.
Oh my God. Look at you, man. All right. Well, then let's take a look at well, actually, before we take a look at some more of your work, talk to me about, you mentioned two other people that were real kind of instrumental. Because I will say, as folks know on this channel, like I love creatures. I'm intrigued by all sorts of like, yeah, whether it's dinosaurs or mythical stuff or just straight up sci-fi fantasy weirdo stuff. I'm all about it. But I actually don't like I pay a lot more attention to sort of like the figure customizers I mentioned, like the Four Horsemen customizers, etc. So I don't pay attention to kind of like the dino and kaiju scene. So can you tell me a little bit more um, about some of the folks that like people should
Oh
be
yeah.
knowing about? Yeah.
Well, one of the biggest early inspirations to me would be Godzilla 154.
Okay.
Who he has his Instagram, and he just kind of he started out like chopping up all these Bandai figures, and I always used to love looking at his videos and posts and stuff. I actually didn't know he had an Instagram until like I was 12, but I think I had watched him before then,
Okay.
and I just love what he does. He's so particular about movie accuracy and detail, and he's really creative and intuitive on what he does and how he does it. So I've just always been kind of like inspired by his work to do the neat stuff that I can do.
And how long ago would you say you found him and his work?
Uh, I can tell you right now. Let me look him up a little bit.
Go
I can
for it.
look
But
up
man, this guy, when I saw this film or back in the day, I forget which one was it, where the kid is sort of like
Son of
imagining,
Godzilla. Is that the
yes,
first?
Son of Godzilla. Where it's actually not Godzilla, but it's happening in a kid's mind.
Yeah, yeah, the dream.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I love this little guy. But anyways, you're looking.
Yeah, I'm looking up his YouTube channel to see what his earliest video even on this page is, because he had a channel before this where he did everything.
Okay.
Man, I'm already looking at like 7, 8 years ago right now, and this is his like new account.
So was this like
Oh
when you
man.
first discovered the internet then? Because you were saying you didn't have the internet till like you were 10, 11?
Well, I had like YouTube videos that I could play on the TV, I think, at some point.
Okay.
I
Uh-huh.
mean, I was at my grandmother's house mostly, which was like the worst Wi-Fi you could possibly imagine. It's like Amish country. Everybody's like ancient there. But but up until like I was 10 or 11, I got like my first Motorola phone, and that's I think when I started going online and seeing these things. So
Nice.
that's kind
Okay.
of when I found out about him. But yeah, his account, just YouTube, goes back like 10 years solid. So definitely
So
around
he
before I started.
got it. So he's been doing it for a while. And I'm looking at his stuff and I'm kind of seeing a lot of the same sort of things that I see in kind of like in the humanoid figures, if you will. The like custom 3D parts. Is he like designing custom 3D parts and painting them?
Yeah,
Is that what
yeah,
I'm
he
seeing
sculpts
here?
his own stuff. He does like great
Oh,
stuff. Yeah.
amazing. Okay. That's
I mean, he
cool.
he 3D printed that whole 74 Godzilla. I think that's 74. Might be
Dude,
74.
thank you for sharing this because I definitely need to do my homework and check out this and some of his YouTube stuff. This is really cool stuff.
You just can't get that kind of accuracy from like, companies.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah,
Hyatt
that's
Toys, and I
true.
love Hyatt Toys.
That's funny because yeah, I can imagine like hardcore bands really being hyper vigilant about like, no, that shape of that fin isn't right, or the color.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's really cool. Thank you. So we've got Godzilla 154. Was it Arteaga? What was his first name? It is Adrian. Adrian
Yeah.
Arteaga. Cool. So follow him, folks. Check him out. And then the third person that you wanted to make sure that folks knew about was
Marco Makes.
Yes.
Marco Makes has been a good friend of mine for a long time. He is a really great guy. I run his Discord, kind of
The
like
Discord. Yeah,
him
I
and
saw
his,
you on there.
yeah. Yeah, oh my
Yeah.
God, his stuff is like incredible. It's like a dinosaur lover's dream to have any of his stuff, and I'm lucky enough to own like 4 or 5 of his pieces, only because he saved them for me. Other than maybe like 1 or 2, he's a really great guy.
This is cool
But like
stuff.
you were saying,
Uh-huh.
no,
No, I was just gonna say I came across this channel during it must have been lockdown when we were like with the kids and trying like, hey, let's look at dinosaur stuff. And then I saw this and I was like, oh, this is great. This is like the toy stuff mixed in, and there's some drawing stuff in there, I want to say too. And he's like really kind of talking about like the dinosaurs and
oh yeah,
yeah, trying to be accurate and everything. So this stuff is this is awesome. So it was neat to see that you had that connection when I added the Discord, and I was like, oh, okay, got it. Very cool.
Like you were saying earlier though about like people undercharging for their work and stuff. Marco is a big person on that. Great guy, does amazing work. A lot of people complain about his pricing, which I'd like to say is really, really sad, because the poor guy lives in England, has to like ship to the US, and like, people just don't take into consideration the amount of work and material and time and effort that he puts into his work. Oh my God. Like what he does puts my stuff to shame. And he charges, I paid for like, I think it was like 170 for one of his Raptors, which is handmade, hand printed, or not hand printed, but 3D printed with like different materials.
We're talking from scratch. Like literally
Oh
the
yeah,
guy is
oh yeah.
designing a figure, printing them, then painting them. So I'm curious, how much does he charge for something like that?
Well, he does what he wants to do, but he sells them in batches.
Got
But
it.
like
Okay.
a rubber store Raptor, including like shipping and everything, was I think 170, which
Okay.
is
Yeah.
what,
One-off?
$30-$40 shipping.
Well,
It's one
not one-off.
off.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Maybe,
yeah, there's only
right?
like a set of like, however many, but some of them
Right.
really are one off.
Yeah.
And it's
yeah.
like having, a rubber Jurassic Park Kenner dinosaur, but it actually looks like the movie. One of the biggest things I'd compare it to is on the back of the old boxes, there was always the red Rex, but it was the maquette with like all the painting and everything. And you'd always see it, I guess. Well, I would imagine people would see it, and I've heard that people would see it at that time and be like, oh man, I really want that thing. And you imagine it in your head, and it's like this rubber, really accurate to the movie Jurassic Park T-Rex, but that just doesn't exist. We got like, red ones or bright tan ones, and ones that look like, they were hitting the head with a stupid iron. And it's, it's sad because I love those movies, and I want something that really accurately represents it in that scale with the other stuff that I have. And he just blows it out of the water with what he does. It is incredible. Awesome. And I don't mean to like, glaze or anything, but the guy is just a kind guy. He's a really nice guy too.
No, I mean, yeah. Anyways, whatever. I get a little bit annoyed when people are sincere and like appreciating someone, and it's like, oh, it's glazing.
I know.
No, it's dope. This is the joy, and this stuff. This is what's gonna make it fun. That's awesome. Thank you for introducing us to Marco. And yeah, absolutely, this stuff, it's worth it, man. It's like it's people's art. It really is people's art. And in this case, like we said, he's sculpting it. Like you're paying for all of it and all the work and love that he's put in. On that, speaking of dope artists, Erwin Papa's in the house. What's up, man? This guy's amazing. But Low Fidelity Customs is here too. And he was hearing you talk about, here, let me get you out of there so you're not, the guest is not covered up. But yeah, like people need to charge right, and people need to understand what they're paying for. Because I love Fidelity saying, dang, I really need to be better about selling stuff. Yeah, you can make some funds, man. You got some shiny stuff to share, which we'll take a look at in a little bit. Not sure what Ryan was talking about here, but youth. If it's just a general lament and sigh, Ryan, I'm right there with you. I'm lamenting my younger days too. Hey, we were looking at we were scrolling through, I think it was Godzilla 154s, and he's seeing it here. Spaded one McDysentery and Godzuki. Stuff definitely looks awesome. And this 170 really isn't anything at all.
Like, not at all. I agree 100.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrew can draw a mean Garfield, but not quite a dinosaur. What's going on, man? Then you need to check this out right here, Andrew Gades. You need to check out Marco Makes Breaking Down How to Draw a Dinosaur. Good to see you, Andrew. One McDill saying, I see people charging 170 plus for the lamest kit bash action figures all the time. These dinos look totally worth it. On that note, let's take a look at some of your stuff, man. You're nothing to sneeze at either. You've been doing, you got 1,093 posts, generally one shot for the things you do. So you're prolific. You've been doing it for a long time. I see here it says commissions open. So if folks are interested in getting something, I'm curious, how does that work? Do people like, I have a figure?
Just message me. Or pretty much.
Yep. Or
not at all complicated. Not at all complicated. You just text me, let me know. I'll have my address sent to you and your figure off in a week's time.
Sorry, that's amazing. I want people to hear that. I've bought customs and it's taken a little bit longer. Granted, it comes from for still of work. But that's wild, man. That's really, really cool. Low Fidelity saying I would never sell anything for under 150. People have $200 plus for stuff they haven't even fully repainted. It's true. People do pay. Like we pay quite a bit of money that, anyway. And then there's just the notion of like, there was a person who put their time. Like I know the person, that was their artwork and they put it into this thing. So anyway, like I've been kind of going through your stuff, looking at all the amazing work, and it's varied, and I appreciate that. I know you like your bread and butter really is dinos, and you can kind of see some of the stuff that's popping on the screen now, but a lot of it is really intriguing to me because I definitely love dinosaurs, love the kaiju, but I'm all about the sci-fi aliens and the Giger type stuff too. So if you don't mind, I'd love to kind of take a look at a couple of stuff of yours, and I might feel awkward, and then just kind of talk through it.
Totally. Yeah. Sounds great.
Cool. Folks, head over to Walter. Oh, I should have said this. To Walter, the only one. And see that QR code on the bottom right-hand screen, if you're here in the replay. Sorry, if you're in the live or checking this out on the replay, that'll take you to a document that has all the links to everything that we're looking at the show, because I really, really, really do want you to go check out Walter, to go check out Ed and all the other accounts that we've talked about so far and everything after that. And the relationships with these folks, this is what it's ultimately about. Yes, we love our toys, but it's all about building the community too. And to know who's actually the talent behind the stuff that we're loving. So, okay. With that said, let's take a look at some of your stuff, and let's start with this one, because I know you know this, and this is how we got to connect. I think you were in the chat. That's just last week. And I was like, oh my God, he's actually here. That's awesome. Like he saw the post. Great.
Oh, I don't miss anything. I don't miss anything.
Good. But I felt bad because I was like, oh my God, this was just like a quick pre-show. I'm just showing two things that caught my eye. So I was like, dude, come on the show. And here we are. So now this one was one of the first ones that I saw. And I was like, wait, where's that from? And it was totally from the cartoon. Like, and I don't think
Godzilla. It's my favorite Godzilla. And
I was going to say, have we ever seen a toy of this?
No, Trendmasters had a canceled line of the animated series figures, but Walmart didn't want the product, so they had to cancel it and trash it. So there's like a few prototypes floating around out there on the internet, but only for like $25,000 if you can get your hands on them, you know?
Okay, so you are doing a custom. Can you tell us a bit more how this went? Because I'm assuming you worked with somebody to get the
Yeah,
parts and everything.
I'm always looking to collaborate with other artists. I'm always looking to, either boost my name or boost other artists, that are lesser known's name through the community. And Ultra Godira or Godira, God, I hope I'm saying that right. He's gonna kill me if I'm not. Was just one of those people that really stood out to me. I love his work. I love his 3D printing. And I figured, I don't 3D print. He 3D prints. Why not do something that he designed? And that just kind of stuck. Chameleon was a great choice. I love Godzilla the series. I love painting Godzilla the series. And he happened to be the one that made this design. So we just kind of exchanged it. And it worked out
That
good.
is awesome. So this is a fully 3D printed, I'm assuming in resin
Yeah.
figure?
Yeah.
So the joints and everything, how does that work out? Like, is it
It's just
pretty sturdy?
I think I could be wrong on this. I think he ran a string through the whole figure. I think that's like the typical with this file. It's based
Okay.
on a 1998 sculpt that, or at least I think it is. Don't quote me on it, but that this
Sure.
guy was like a huge scammer, and his name was Arctic Figures. He was a real, crappy guy. He sold a
EOS,
bunch of
sure.
stuff and then disappeared. I think, like obviously I'm just, some kid on the internet. I can't be the one that's saying all this for sure. And then he took the design because they got sent out to the people who got scammed. Like somebody somehow got into them and, sold them for free or whatever so that people could have access to them. And he just tweaked it until it looked like Chameleon, which is pretty much what they did in the show,
Sure. Yeah, they
It's just
based
Godzilla's
it
design
on.
anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So I just,
Okay.
yeah, it worked out. I love the
That's
show.
cool. I'm just curious, when you're painting it, does this thing stand on its own and like
Yeah,
stand
it
up
stands
pretty
pretty
well?
good. It's not
Nice.
like interlocked in a way that kind of makes it like floppy. Most stuff that is like floppy is printed all in one go on like a mat or whatever. I
Okay.
call it printing slop. Most people like it, but I just kind of think it's the same thing as AI. Too much of it everywhere, stolen art, everything like that, but it doesn't get a lot of recognition.
When I zoom in here, I see sort of like the striations. Is that from the printing or is that a texture intended?
That's the printing. He
Okay, so
has
this is actually filament.
Yeah, he has
Okay.
a filamenter, which is getting
No.
like super advanced now apparently.
Yeah.
I never liked him because I didn't like that they had that kind of like built up lines. And his isn't even that great of one. Like it's not a high quality filament printer, I don't think. But the ones I've seen out there, you can barely even tell that it's not a resin dip, which is insane.
Wow. Imagine if Josh Brown, who makes amazing resin pieces, got his hands on this. No pressure, Josh, just saying. But he was saying pricing is the hardest part, for the work that he does. And when he actually commissions a lot of artists, sculptors, visual artists to do work with him. And I know like he has a lot of, when he says this, he's 100% accurate. And I know he has experience. It's so hard to kind of figure that out and remember that, like, we're human beings. It's not just the end product we're selling, it's everything before then and all the work that's put in. But this thing's really cool, and I really loved seeing it because, again, we don't see this. It's such a weird kind of obscure piece of Godzilla stuff that yeah. Oh, that's really cool, man. Okay, and we should move on because we've got a bunch. But how long did this take you to paint?
I think I finished that in like 2 hours. I kind of sat down with it and was just like, all right.
This guy. Okay.
The worst part is the drying time, but I have a hairdryer, so I don't even have to worry about that.
Oh, I love it. You're giving him hope for a Zilla 98. You guys, you customizers. All right, let's take a look at some other.
I've done that 98.
Okay.
So you want to check that out?
Yeah, I'll see if I can pull it up.
I meant if you wanted to check the barcode out.
Oh, yeah. So here's the if you check his IG, you can definitely go see that. But let's take a look at this one. There was something this is like based on just a poster version of Space Godzilla. So when was this done in the sort of like, I guess, the career of this 7-year-old, now 19-year-old doing this work?
Well, I post pretty much everything right after I've done it.
Okay.
So that
78.
was 2024, I was just out of my last year of wait, no. No, I was still in high school when I did that. That's right, yeah. That was a commission. Somebody
Okay.
commissioned me to do that. And one of the things that I kind of try to do is paint things like it's almost I hope I'm using the term right, mosaic. Like I kind of paint things as if it's 2D, but on a 3D canvas. Where there
Okay.
isn't shading or a lot of detail, I can kind of try to add detail or add shading. Like
So you're kind of looking at
armors,
like a flat, like you're looking at it like a 2D object, like it's flat, but
yeah.
then I guess I'm not quite understanding when you're saying you're translating it to 3D. How are you approaching it?
So say somebody took like a 3D model of the CGI file for Godzilla 2019.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna look like, like the movie. It's gonna be really accurate, but it's not always gonna fit the same like textures and
Sure.
lighting of the movies.
Got it.
So
Yes.
I try to like give it some life in that way, which isn't really
Yes.
accurate to what it really looks like, but
Sure.
in like a certain scene or a
Mhm.
certain vibe or how you remember it almost,
Yep.
it kind of gives that impression. So it has a bit of a nostalgia to it, or at
Yeah.
least I try to make it that way, which might not be completely accurate to what other people interpret it as, but
Hence
that's how I
some
go
of
for it.
the choices here, like with the star kind of thing on his left shoulder, that kind of thing that was in the
Yeah,
poster. Sure. Gotcha. What was this base?
it was just a Bandai Space Godzilla,
Yeah.
normal. Nothing fancy, not a bootleg. Most people use bootlegs when they do stuff like this, but
It's
just whatever
wild
the guy sends me,
um going to Japan, like a toy shop or whatever. One of my favorites is Big Camera, which is basically like Best Buy, or if you took like a Best Buy and Target and mixed it, and
Ooh.
um over there, and the toy aisle is like amazing toys, and then there's just like one long aisle of these and Ultraman
Oh,
of, and it
oh,
and
killing
what's
me.
I know, but what's wild to me was like, I don't know the full story, and I haven't really had access to ask anyone, but it seems like nothing ever goes out of stock, or it just seems like there's way too much here to be like the, like you walk into a Target and there's like the current wave.
Yeah.
Actually, I know for a fact because I was looking at stuff. There were stuff there that were from like a couple years ago, but it's just like all there. Anyways, it was pretty amazing. So like I had fun just like walking through and looking at stuff.
Oh man, I
Can't buy
wish
it, but just looking.
I
But
wish I
this is
could do
great.
that
Someday, man.
someday. Yeah.
This is great. I love that you took the poster and kind of translated it into 3D. Let's take a look at some other stuff. There was something about this one. This is cool. And I have a comparison shot too from the original, but can you tell us a little bit more about this piece or something
This
you want to
guy,
do?
I would say that this is actually semi-inspired by Godzilla 154 in a way. Uh, not not exactly something you could see from the pictures very well. I tend to leave the tails out, just not thinking about it because it's not the, you know, best looking part of the figure. But I I extended the tail with another piece of a bootleg NECA Shin Godzilla, and the head and neck is obviously 3D printed. It's a
Yeah.
replacement part, but that's something that I remember Godzilla 154 having done a lot of times, was like extending the parts of the figures that were disproportionate because of the budget of NECA or whatever brand was making them. And I just thought I'd give that kind of a go with this guy.
That's awesome. So here's the original figure. And so yeah, the head is different. And you're saying you're like, okay, this isn't quite accurate. They had to make some
Yeah,
decisions to kind of turn this into a toy. And you're effectively reverse engineering that and being like, okay.
decisions, bad decisions, that's for sure.
So talk to me. I'm just curious, from the eyes of a hardcore fan, what are you looking at? You're like, that's not accurate. And then that you
Oh, the
tried to
head
do in
sculpt
your,
is like just
yeah,
atrocious. That's the
yeah,
worst part. There's not even like really a face on the tip of the tail, which is, iconic to Shin Godzilla.
right.
I mean, the companies, they're just going for a vibe more than they're going for like, what they're actually based off of. And that was
That
just
is a
odd
weird
of them.
choice because that was very much like this, the unique piece of this. It was weird. It was Godzilla, kind of mutating and like evolving, and we would see like I remember watching it. We just watched it with the kids this 2024. Yeah, not 2025, 2024. and they're like, what's that on his tail? That's a head. And yeah, that is interesting how there's not even a face. So you went in and kind of just tried to get those different pieces in. So you got the replacement head. What else did you do? The tail?
I painted the tail. I extended it. I couldn't
see.
get a face on the tip of the tail, unfortunately.
Yeah, because you didn't have the sculpt.
Yeah. But
So
one
this
thing,
is a longer piece right here. Is that what's going on? This is
just one segment below that.
This one right here.
Yeah, that's like an extra little piece I plugged in there
Got
that
it.
kind of fit where it worked.
So you just cut it off of the bootleg and kind of.
Well,
I
think they have ball joints. I think they.
Oh, and it just worked right.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But one thing you'll notice about this that really bothers me, like, you know, immensely bothers me, is if you look at the feet, there's no, like, in Shin Godzilla, it has like protruding extra claws everywhere, and this one just has like a clean Godzilla like finish to it. There's
regular
no
foot
mess or, you know, grotesqueness to it.
Was that reuse? Did they reuse this from something else?
No, I think they just didn't care that much about the source material.
Wow, that's a trip.
Typical. I know.
That's awesome. Spaded One saying his skin looks like what I'd imagine the thing looks like under those rocks. Amazing work. And yeah, if you watch Shin, it's like this thing is evolving, and some of it, like at different points, you're like, oh, that's soft tissue. Like, what is that? By the way, what's up, Chaos to the Fly? Saying movie poster Space Godzilla looks gorgeous.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And so Spaded One was saying I'm that weird American kid with an affinity for the 90s movie.
Oh yeah, me too.
I've got love for it. I didn't always, but over time, and especially so, like I said, my kids got really into it, and they were like, you know, they're internet kids, and they were telling me how, like, no, fans have found ways. They've talked about, you know, giving it its own name, and then, well, was it in Japan? They found a way to work it into the lore and everything, and they're telling me about it. I was like, okay, I love that my kids are enthusiastic about it. I need to get over it and embrace it. And it's a cool creature. It's a fun. It's a fun monster movie, regardless of if you think it's like, hey,
I love the concept that I would imagine your kids are talking about, of it just being like a type or like a
just some other type
or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Not quite Godzilla, but Zilla. I mean, I just call it Zilla. I know that that's not the politically correct term, but it works for me.
It's funny because when I look at this, and we'll see this a lot in your stuff, your paints, when you actually hit a little paint to these things, it brings out so much of what's already there in terms of sculpt, like a lot of the details that, and I understand it, they're trying to sell it for a particular price point. But when you get a customizer like yourself in there doing some stuff, it's cool. We can really bring out a lot of what went into it that we don't see. All right, let's move on and take a look at this, because this one's kind of fun. I gotta say, I wasn't super into this when it came out in sorry, to be clear, Ready Player One. I really loved the book, and so there were changes, and I was trying to get over it as I was watching it. But just the idea of seeing Mechagodzilla in a movie was kind of cool. So it was cool that this existed, and I love that you actually found a way to. Is it your sculpt or somebody else's sculpt to bring this?
It's well, I really don't know whose sculpt it is. I was just sent it by a customer.
Okay, got it.
But one thing that is really funny about this figure, I'm pretty sure that's not silver on the figure, which is like crazy to imagine. But I don't think I had silver paint when I painted that, so that's actually a really disguised metallic blue. That, I mean, it took a lot of work to like figure out. I don't even remember it. I mean, if you look at the year that came out, it was a while ago. But
oh geez, yeah.
I don't remember how I did it, but I do remember that somehow, some way, that silver is actually a metallic blue. Which
wow.
Okay.
Weird. But it looks even. So this is the photo, but to the naked eye, it looks very silver.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping. You know. But
that's wild. So the person just contacted you, said, I got a file for I got a file for the Ready Player One thing, and can you paint it up? And
yep, that's exactly what happened.
How big is this thing?
It's like normal. I think there might be a picture of it with something. It's like monster art scale, like 6-inch, 7-inch type.
Yeah, see, this is a whole other world that I haven't really looked into of just people like creating pieces that haven't been made by
Yeah,
companies. And man, I think that is so cool. Very cool, man.
I have the it was like a allegedly it was a unproduced NECA figure that somebody sold on like the open market in China that wasn't like official, but was Ready Player One's Mechagodzilla in a very
Mhm.
NECA-like fashion, and it might have been like canceled or who knows, maybe it will come out someday. But it really bothers me that the head sculpt on it is like so bad compared to
Mm.
this head sculpt. So I've been like chasing people down, trying to find somebody that can make me a replacement part, but can't find anybody, unfortunately.
It'll happen. I'm sure someone's out there. Let's see.
Fingers
Uh,
crossed.
Andrew's talking about the peel of Shin Godzilla. Um, total chemical peel. David Salinas dropping in. Just wanted to say, damn, love that Shin Godzilla. Yeah, it's great stuff. Any sense of how might it scale next to an MG Gundam? I don't know my Gundam
uh,
scales.
I think it would probably. I can imagine it would be pretty off. I mean, maybe. I think it might be a little small for
Okay.
a Gundam, but not so far off that you couldn't display them together and have it look right from a distance. But if you're like a fanatic about it, you'd probably want something a little smaller for Mechagodzilla, like
Okay.
to scale with Mechagodzilla. Like, yeah,
And I hear you, low fidelity. I hear you. How about
yeah.
how about this one? Orga.
Orga. Oh man, I I did this before there was any figure of Orga with like the tendrils and stuff out.
Mhm.
And I once in a while I get a kick on like sculpting because I don't do it very often. I'm mostly just a painter. And I was really excited to give this a shot. And it turned out pretty cool and I was really proud of it. So I figured I'd include it.
So wait, when you're saying you sculpted this from epoxy, like building on something or
Yeah,
okay,
the Bandai Orga. It's just like a
got it. So
Bandai
you
one.
wanted to have all of these sort of these pieces that it didn't have originally
Yeah, and the mouth thing,
and the mount, this
obviously.
big old huge thing. Yeah, because I looked at all of them. I was trying to find a comparison piece, but I didn't find. I was like, that's not the right head. That's because you did your own head.
Yeah.
All of this.
Yep, hand
That's
sculpted.
cool, man. Okay. Did you cut up the original and then add to it? Is that
Yeah, I
what's happening?
sliced that thing up.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, there's a lot of sliced up figures in my grandmother's attic and closets that just kind of pile up. Graveyard, I call it.
Yeah, this looks really great though, because you're filling that niche of like no one's made this particular thing that we saw, and you're able to do it. This is really cool.
Thanks.
Yeah. Have you ever been to like conventions or like kaiju
Oh,
stuff to
I
share your stuff?
I went to G Fest once, and that was pretty much where everybody found out. I mean, at the time I was like 14 or 15, and everybody found out I was like 14 or 15 years old, and it was like because all these
Damn,
old dudes were coming up to me like, oh my God, you're Goji Walter or whatever,
you're a
and
freshman in high school, Goji Walter,
exactly,
painting these
yeah.
things.
It was
That
a
is
little
wild,
awkward, but it wasn't too bad. I had fun, and I met Ed
man.
there, which
I'm
was
a high
cool.
school teacher, and I would die if like most of the kids. I have a lot of my toys are in my classroom, and most of the kids don't even bat an eye. But like, I would
Oh,
flip out if I found out that, oh my god, this kid has been like doing hundreds of painted customs, and that's amazing. Really fun monster, and loves your stuff, man. Talented guy for sure. That's cool. So you're doing the sculpting every now and then. Is that something you want to figure out? Digital sculpting?
uh, I think I'll leave it to the professionals. I'm only talented in so many ways.
Oh man, you're talented in quite a bit of ways. Okay, so then let's take a look at this guy. And again, I like to do the comparison because again, as I mentioned to you before we started, a lot of times I will say it's like this Haya figure is an amazing looking figure already.
Oh
Like
yeah,
and
oh yeah.
and so when it kind of blows my mind when people take really really great looking figures and they're like, nah, we need to we need to do more. Look at him calling you a prodigy.
Aw.
Um, So, but this is this, and then this really caught my eye because it's so much more saturated and like alive. Talk to me about the decision, like, and real talk.
Yeah.
And nothing's wrong with this, but like, what's wrong with this in your mind that you needed to plus up?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
I love the Hyatt Toys Mothra. It is one of my favorites, other
Okay.
than the crappy stands that they come with because
Yeah.
I can't display it right. But I I was commissioned by a guy. He
God.
had a design that he drew up and was like, I want this, but I want it to look natural and real. And um, I just kind of interpreted it the way that I would hope somebody would interpret my commission if I
Wow.
was to
Okay.
commission somebody. So worked out pretty good. He liked it.
Yeah, I'm not. It still hasn't. Obviously, the way I'm talking about it, internalized that like so many of these are commissions. Folks being like, "Hey, do this for me." Okay, so got it. And so they were the ones who were like, I want something a little bit different.
Yeah.
So here's your work. And
I
so
mean,
talk
there's
to
a
me about.
few in there that I've,
Sure,
personally taken on,
sure.
but I just kind of I took his design and amped it up in a way. Like,
What were some of the details like you remember being like zeroing in on that wasn't in the Haya?
well, more like what wasn't in his design choice, but
Okay.
if you look at the chest of Mothra, there's these little like bluey patches
Uh-huh.
that are really tiny. I wanted to kind of give it that effect that you saw in Godzilla X Kong more than Godzilla 2019, where it
Okay.
had kind of blue glowing through it, or through her, I should say.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And
So
I
that's
kind of
this.
went in and gave it some like, real butterfly patterns. Like I really like the white on the fronts of the wings.
Okay.
I feel like it kind of gave it like a cool monarchy vibe, like monarch butterfly vibe.
Butterfly. Yeah.
And
That's awesome.
the eyes are really fun, like the wing eyes. Yeah.
So, okay, so that's funny in like the idea of like taking inspiration from an actual butterfly. That's very I'm assuming you're familiar with Creative Bee Studios?
Love,
Okay.
love creative Beast Studios. I have an entire David Silva section in Marco's Discord where people just
Nice.
repeat the name David Silva over and over and over again. So kind of
He's
ritualistic.
David is awesome. I've had more time to sit down and spend time with Chris. But
You
absolutely,
met?
David.
Have you met him?
Yes, in 2024 was the first time I got to see him in real life
Cool.
at Legion's Con. But he's been on the show twice now. No, just once
That's cool.
actually. The second time was over on Buddy's Highly Articulated channel where we interviewed them about Cyberzoic. But yeah, the reason I brought it up is because a lot of their approaches, like we don't absolutely know what some of these dinosaurs look like, right? But so based on prevailing science and based on sort of they do this sort of imagining, well, if it's this part of the world, what birds exist there? And they try and do the coloring of that. So it's kind of what your approach here with the butterfly and stuff. And I love that.
Yeah.
I'm really into that. That's really cool.
I don't know how into paleo stuff you are, but one thing I'm really into like paleo accurate stuff and
Okay.
dinosaurs and paleontology. I mean, God, I always wanted to
Nice.
be one, but I think it's really interesting to consider not only the environments and birds as to the
Mhm.
color schemes of dinosaurs, but like we have no idea what colors dinosaurs could see
Right.
in, which is like, tigers are in the jungle and they're bright orange and white and everything, and like you'd think that would be ridiculous, but what they hunt sees in like greens and grays, so tigers blend in really naturally. There's
Mhm.
nothing telling us that dinosaurs, say or saw on the same color spectrum as people. So
Right.
who's to know what colors dinosaurs would have been that
Actually
would
work.
have fit their environment, just not on our color palette.
Yeah, but not too recently. I think it was just in 2025. There was something where there was intact and we could kind of see some coloring, if I'm remembering. I don't know. That's the kind of stuff that
In the skin or the feathers of a
in the
dinosaur?
feathers. In the feathers.
Yeah, feathers preserve pigmentation a lot better
Yes.
than scales. But I mean, there's mummies, which aren't like actually mummies that people
Right.
have found that preserve, pigments, I think, or something like that,
I
or like
love it.
structures of pigments. And that stuff is just so cool.
That's the kind of stuff that'll pop on my feed, and I actually send it to my kids because we geek out on the science of it and stuff, man.
That's
Amazing
awesome.
paint. Amazing paintwork, David Salinas says, for sure. Here, let's take a look at something else. Let's keep it moving because you've got, oh, wait, I already looked at that. You've got a ton, and there's just, I want to give it some time, but I also want to take a look at different things. Let's talk about Destroya, which was one of the first, oh, this is the wrong one. I got to find it. The aggregate form one, you know what I'm talking about?
I could probably go grab it off my shelf right now. I have it.
Sure, if you
I
don't,
still have it. Yeah, I'll be right back.
Man.
I'm
Cool.
waiting for somebody to buy it, so I'll be right back.
Awesome. But yeah, I mean, obviously, folks, you can see
caught in my necklace. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Walter's got a crap ton of work that he's done, and I'm now realizing that the vast majority of this stuff on here were all bought by people or commissioned by people. And that's just wild. I honestly, this is my first time sitting down with him, so I had no idea you were so young. So that's amazing. You probably couldn't, I don't know if you could hear what I was just saying, but I was just saying this is the first time I've sat down with you, had no idea you were so young. And to think that you had such an amazing body of work and you're selling this stuff is awesome.
Thank you.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, I have it right here. I don't know how well you're going to get a focus on this, but
no, it's there.
Let's see if I can get this.
So this is another one of those, just like the vinyl non-articulated Bandai.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it has like legs move, like, you know,
yeah.
like a normal amount, but
yeah, totally.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's awesome. Because if you've seen these folks, and I just shared one of those on a stream I was on with Jesse and the Collection Nexus. My kid's actually one of the first things that he got. The first thing he got was a Godzilla from me, but my brother took them out to Little Tokyo in LA and got him a Destroya and a Ghidorah. And yeah, the paint on that is so basic. And so I'm looking at what you're doing here. I was like, damn, like really filling in, clearly looking at the movies, getting some of the special effects, because this had like glowy effects and light things happening here, and really picking that stuff up. It's so cool. Love that. I think I have the link. Let me check. Here, wait, let me actually, before I forget, here's the link to the actual figure. Right, and you can kind of see that if you take a look here, that real kind of like,
yeah, basically
50% off your purchase.
Oh, sign up right now.
Real flat, but cool. Again, it's a production toy, and I get it. They're hitting their price points, but so much more in this thing. And also, I mean, their sculptors put a lot of work and detail into these things. It's kind of a shame that we don't get to see all of this stuff highlighted. So kind of cool. And again, you're approaching it, like you said, with the poster. You're looking at it from the movie, so it's getting the lighting and everything else that's in the scene, and you're capturing that in a moment in time,
like a
very
canvas.
Cool.
Like the shading, I paint in the shading. Like that's it.
Love it. Some people will hit you up with like non-toys. Just here's a statue. Do you know if this thing was like a custom sculpt that someone did?
That's you can get that right now at Barnes and Nobles.
Okay, so it's something that exists.
Free.
Okay.
They have like a -1 shooting a beam, a -1 in the water, like swimming, and this guy, the Odo Island version.
Okay, so I actually found this.
This is my own personal. I'm not going to keep it. I'm trying to sell it on Mercari right now, but that's not a commission. I used this product right here, which I was recently sponsored.
Oh, that's that for the airbrush. Company.
Yeah, it's like you take these markers and they have these broad tips and stuff. You can't use the other side for anything other than like drawing, but you just stick it in this, and you got to line it up right, and then.
So it's just blowing from the ink on the marker.
Yeah,
that's wild.
It works great. I mean, you got to seal it, and you can't paint lighter colors over it because the ink kind of bleeds through into whites.
Okay.
But if you want like the blending and everything like that, like I made shadow effects underneath him in the trees. That's all that. I mean, that was like one of my first attempts to work with this, but it's great for natural colors. I did a Carnotaurus like a couple days ago, which is one of my best. I
Oh
love
yeah,
it.
I saw it. That's one
And
of them that I wanted to show.
that's one that I use that thing on it. It's great for that like orangey into yellowy into whitey colors. Just works great. I love it.
That's cool. So this is straight up. I bought it at Barnes and Noble. I painted it. I love it, man. Just fussing it. Talk to me about this one. There was something in this that you wanted to show us.
That is sculpted by Marco Makes, which is the guy we talked about earlier.
Yep.
And one of the things that people don't know about the Triceratops from Jurassic Park is that it was actually gray with a bunch of like, you know, patterns and stuff on it that is like super, it was like super not vibrant, but there was a lot of design in the actual model of the Triceratops that they made for the movie. But then they just like covered it in dirt and stuff, so it just looked like a reddish brown by the end of it, and nobody really, you know, sees the underlying details unless you know beforehand what you're looking at. But if you look really closely at the Triceratops in the movie, you'll see all these like patterns and spots and everything like that, which I tried to replicate with like some undertones and stuff like that.
That's really cool. Have you studied art at all? I forgot to ask.
No, hate art classes.
You hate them? Oh my
God. Oh my God, yeah.
As a former art teacher, no, I totally get why. But yes.
Sorry.
No. No, I totally get it. I get it. Oh, this is wild. Okay, very cool. I love that you worked in that action figure in there to create the scene. What's his name? I'm totally forgetting. Alan. That's right, Alan.
Dr. Grant.
Dr. Grant. That was no doubt probably inspirational for you as a kid.
Oh yeah. I went as Grant for Halloween so many years in a row. Oh my God.
What's going on? Ray Paz is here and he's saying, what's going on? Are we on Godzilla? We were, and now we're moving on into the dinos, because aside from kaiju, let's talk real life kaiju, right? Probably the inspiration for them. And so even these, like we know, because you're talking about scientifically accurate, but it seems like you're also still have a love, obviously, for the Jurassic Park design stuff. And this is like, you know, I grew up with dinos well before Jurassic Park came out. And then I will say once this thing came out with their designs and their takes on it, this really replaced in so many people's minds of like their concept of what a T-Rex looked like or a raptor. And now we've kind of had to undo some of that. But so this is one of your T-Rexes. This is N.E.W.S Studios. So I haven't actually, so this is a commission, I'm assuming?
Yeah, actually Marco was asked to paint this, I believe, by a guy, and he sent the customer over to me because he didn't have the time for it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Or he wasn't he's not in the US. It might have been a US thing, but
okay.
So I'm like really happy that he recommended me to somebody. I thought that was like the coolest thing ever.
So this one is not, so this is N.E.W.S Studios, but it's not an articulated figure, is that right?
No, the Smart Series is a more recent thing that they've been doing.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Which
so
I only collect the Smart Series. I don't collect their statue figures.
Okay. So this is one of the statues. So I don't have kind of the original lined up, but can you tell me what was different? What did you do for this one? Was it like a whole repaint or just kind of doing dry brush?
It is a whole repaint, but I couldn't tell you if it's better or worse than the original. I just think it's a different lighting.
Okay. That's amazing. All right. That's cool. But you're doing whatever basically folks hit you up and they're just like, can you do this? And you're in it.
Yep.
Can I get a sense of how long this one took you to do?
I got it in a package, washed it. I always like clean the figures before I paint them, and primed it, let it dry for a day, and then the next day I finished it. So minus drying time, you know, same difference, couple hours.
Wow. This is great, man. You work fast, and I love the way you approach it. I love this from Jordan. He's saying, I imagine the Four Horsemen would be thrilled to meet a young talent like that. Do you pay attention to like action figures, like non-dino and kaiju stuff?
Not really.
Okay, got it. So Four Horsemen, are you familiar with Four Horsemen or not? Not so much.
Are they? Is that one of the people that you sent me on Instagram?
Probably not for this show, but
Then
Four
I don't
Horsemen,
think so.
they do like stuff like this. So they have a line called Mythic Legions, and they're actually back in the day they worked for McFarlane Toys, and McFarlane with them as part of the company. They really kind of kicked off this whole idea of like adult action figures that like adults could collect and stuff. And so they've since created their own company, and Jordan's referring to the fact that their like paint jobs are impeccable, the details are there.
Yeah,
Just
it looks
saying,
really
like,
cool.
that, they here's one you might appreciate. This is one of theirs that they might appreciate, meeting a young person like you who's
That's cool.
into it.
Oh yeah, I mean that's more my speed than like I'm
figured.
pretty bad with people, but dragon monster thing, yeah. Totally.
Yeah. Right on. Okay, let's take a look. What else did I want to look at beyond so that we did the non-move? Okay. This one. Okay. This is one I showed last time. I'm very familiar with the Mattel stuff. And the Hammond collection, which this is, the Jurassic Park stuff, is pretty good. Like, that's meant to be their more sort of prestige stuff compared to the other stuff that has action features, etc. They cost a little bit more. But I gotta say, when I saw this, I was like, damn, this is even so much better. And I'll try and bring up the original. But talk to me about this one. This is one of those that I showed last week, and I was like, dude, let's take a look at this.
This was a commission based on some old paleo art. Maybe not so old, but like at least 2013 or earlier paleo art of a Giganotosaurus running, I guess. I think I have a picture on the last slide of what it's based on. And I probably should kind of be a little bit more informative about who things are based on, but I'm a little lazy that way. But it's just like a real natural color scheme, and the sculpt doesn't always work with the design, so I kind of had to give it my own spin to make it match up as best I could. So I'm really happy with it.
The person who commissioned you, they said, hey, I've got this art that I want you to replicate on this thing.
Exactly. Yep.
Got it. So that's not your call. Yeah, it would be always fun to take a look at what's inspiring you. But here is the original figure. And, I actually think it's really respectable for like a retail item. And I think they do a good job of trying to give it a little bit more, like, get this to sit right up here. But again, all that is in there. Like, the Mattel sculptors really worked on the model of this thing and built in some really cool stuff. It's so neat to see. Like, I'm looking at all the details here on the head, the crest, and everything up here. Obviously, if they were to pay the factory to do this and the multiple hits and the level of detail, it would be a much more expensive toy. But this thing is awesome. All to say that this
I
thing
have a bone
amazing.
to pick with them. I have a serious bone to pick with Mattel.
With Mattel? Yeah.
Oh my God,
what's your take? What do you
I love this figure. I would say this is probably one of their best, but stuff like the Spinosaurus is that they did is exactly the kind of thing that I'm talking about when I say not, very faithful. Like, the sculpt is great,
right,
but they based the paint job on the maquette, not the movie, and it's like, it bothers me that they wouldn't try to go for the most movie accurate thing, because I feel like stuff would fly off the shelves if they did.
Well, to be fair, there you go. Was this the original artwork?
Yeah, that's what it's based on. Yep.
There you go. Well, to be fair, oftentimes when it's like a movie tie-in, they don't get that, right? So they'll get what's available at the time, because it's usually a little earlier. And so 9 times out of the 10, you interview the toy designers and they're like, or it was the same with Star Wars. Like, if you look at those old Kenner figures, you're like, what were they thinking? That's not what Chewbacca looks like. But it's because they had like really blurry shots or whatever they were given. So
no, I totally get that. That's mean, that's what most of the 2019 Godzilla stuff was all about. It was all based on concept art. But some stuff I think is inexcusable, like the Spinosaurus specifically. I mean, that's a movie that came out in like 2003, and the figure came out this year, or last year.
100%. So that was like Jurassic Park 3. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
It's like, why is the thing you know, bright brown instead of like, you know, the brownish gray, and like, you know, doesn't have the blue on the scale that it should have.
Checkmate. You're 100% correct, sir. I was being too diplomatic.
No, but I
But yes.
totally get what you mean. Yeah, 100%.
Well, here's
I agree.
another example. This is from Jurassic Park 3. This is supposed to be a Hammond collection. I mean, sometimes Hammond collection can be all over the place, in my opinion. But so talk to me about the decisions for this one.
Well, the head and feet are, I could have swore I collaborated with Marco on this one, but they are by him, which are like the replacement parts again that make the figure more movie accurate. And
So
I had
that's the
already
head.
painted one.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's just the head, the neck, like
Mhm.
and the feet. But I used the same air gun thing I used to kind of give it like that fading color and everything, and I just kind of tried to focus on exactly what the animatronics looked like when I did this.
Use that marker thing that you're showing me. Is that you're using acrylic markers?
They're ink markers.
Oh, okay, and it's still popping through. And okay, fascinating. All right, are you priming them first? Are you priming these guys first, like really?
I mean, it depends on the figure. I typically don't prime Hammond collection stuff because I feel like when you articulate them after you prime them, the paint kind of gunks up in the joints. Depends.
Yeah.
Some things it's not that bad. It depends. Like if you look at the neck, you see how like the joints are exposed on that.
Yeah.
That's one of those times where it's like you wouldn't want to prime that.
Right. And then here's this is also customized, right?
Yeah, all those.
Yeah, all of these. Yeah, I really like this. I really love the detail that you're able to capture. And I don't know, what do you call those things that are the little protrusions of the back
quills?
of the head? The quills, sure.
They're actually taken right from a porcupine, which is pretty neat.
Oh,
in the movie.
And so the did you say Marco makes is the one who did the model?
Yep. Him and
he really did a good job with
it.
that. Okay, did a great job with that. Yeah, I love the scaling and the colors on this one, especially when you look at the original. You're mentioning those are custom feet. the Mattel stuff is notoriously huge because again, they're kind of meant to for younger folks to play with them and to stand and stuff. So I'm assuming that's their thing, right? Balance or whatever.
Yeah, but you think they wouldn't bring that into the collector's line?
Right, I know.
Clown
See,
feet,
that's
nuts.
and that's why I love Creative Beast Studios. They try their best to be super accurate, and then sometimes that means it has to come with a stand and all of that kind of thing. But yeah, I definitely like this better. Like the feet on this thing are so much better. So that's a replacement from just at the actual foot, or did you have to get into
just
this?
The foot.
Okay. Yeah, it really is just that section that's gigantor. Okay. Very cool. All right. Let's see. What else do we got? I've got a bunch of other ones, but maybe let's see if we jump around. Just quickly look at this because it's hard to not look at them. But if you look at the actual there, this is perfect. You did a before and after comparison. Night and day. Like, and again, that's not a fault of like, because clearly the sculptors are there. I bet you the people who designed this stuff at Mattel were like, we wish this is what we could give you, just because, you know, like I said, like the price points, the fact they're working with a factory and there's only so much they can do. But say it all the time, because if you really look at the sculpt of a lot of these toys we get, I'm speaking specifically for the retail stuff, it's all there. We just can't see it because it's not highlighted based on the deco and the paint. But you sure did it here. Look at that thing. The eyes, so much more lively.
I mean, I did that like before the movie actually came out, I think. And, you know, the newer stuff kind of puts mine to shame. I'd love to redo this one.
Oh, I love it. How old is this? I didn't look.
I think I painted this like maybe like a week before the movie came out, maybe a couple weeks. So it's like I didn't know that the tail actually fades into like a white before like the tip, like the whole tail, not just the bottom. And I would have loved to have like included parts like that in the figure.
Weirdly, from this movie, I haven't even seen this movie yet, but
Oh,
that
really?
weird like embryo hybrid thing. What do they call it? It looks like a whale.
The Distortus Rex.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's totally weird. It's totally out there, but I really love it.
I like
I
it a lot. Yeah.
I can imagine what you would do with that thing. But yeah, very cool. Okay, this thing, I love color and I love it on Dino. So sometimes, like, science be damned, I'm just like, what would look cool with like He-Man or whatever. And the colors on this thing, I think, are really good. And if folks know, this is from the Netflix show, the what was it called? Camp
Camp Cretaceous.
Cretaceous.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so these figures were like, in the show wasn't this color. Why did you end up doing like this? Was this what the person wanted to do with the bright
Well,
colors?
in the show, it was like a bluish green in the show, but it just was very grayed out and
Yeah, I was
muted.
like muted. Uh-huh.
So I kind of went for something that could work in like the right lighting. Like say you were
I
doing
see.
photography and you took a picture of this in like a green forest with a lot of yellow light, it's going to look grayish green more than it's going to look blue, which is how it looks in the show.
Okay.
So it's all kind of a lot of my stuff is worked with like photography,
Mm-hmm.
and I keep that in mind because I painted for a lot of photographers and they tell me this stuff. But like yeah, I also try to take my own pictures that are decent, and it just kind of works out that way, I guess.
Well, check this out. So shout out to Dinosaur Toy Blog who had a picture of this toy. But this is, I mean, it's super muted and it's not even the right color from the show. The show is definitely a little bit more on the greenish side. But like you said, it is that show. It's not bright, poppy, and colorful, even though it's animation. They do tend to bring it back a little bit, desaturate it. But this is night and day. this is wild. And I am really into these sculpts. Like whenever, especially if I'm like in a Ross or something, one of the first things I look at is like what are the Mattel Jurassic Park, like $5. Here's a dino. I'm just like, yes, let me grab that. But this looks amazing, and you're highlighting all the because this one was actually, oops, I'll get that back in a second. But this one was like a battle damage kind of thing, right? That toy.
Well, I think it just had some like battle damage sculpting to it. I don't know
Right,
that it
right, right.
had, but it might just be like natural, like the kind of scars you'd see on a dinosaur. I don't know that it was intended to be battle damage.
I think it was because it's like epic roaring. Oh, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe you're right. I don't know. But man, what a upgrade, really. I have one of those. I have the big gigantic ones,
Yeah, the
that
super
like
colossals.
wait till Target like clearances them out for like $25. I'm like, yes.
If
And it
only
just
I
sits
had
up.
the room.
Oh, it sits up in the attic. I gotta bring it to the classroom actually. But I love what you've done with this one. What's going on, Terrence? Good to see you. This is what I'm thinking, right? Especially when I saw this one. Doku Moku Moku is saying, have you done any Gendy Tartakovsky's
I
primal
have. I've done
stuff?
a couple actually.
Okay.
I even
I'm
have
getting,
a 3D printed one that I'm gonna sell, but I haven't taken pictures of it yet.
oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Oh, here, I should have cycled through these, but like just again, science be damned. Sometimes dinosaurs look rad, just like these bright popping colors. I love this thing so much. I've always been partial to the way they've handled like the eye ridges. I
Yeah,
really love
I
that
agree.
piece right there. So cool. All right, let's a couple more. Here's a famous one. What were you saying about this one? Okay, so this is the Spinosaurus, and you had issues with this one, right? Because this is
Uh,
not.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is the right one for any issues I've had.
Oh, you were thinking of the one with the tail, the flexi tail.
Yeah. Like
Okay, gotcha.
anything with a bendy wire.
Yeah,
But
got it.
yeah, this guy. I this is one of my own personal designs. Like I did this one out of like off the top of my head because I had an
Mhm.
extra Spinosaurus and I just wanted to paint it up to look kind of natural. And I had the Marco Makes replacement head and just kind of gave it a go, which is
Mhm.
another one of those that is a replacement head figure. But I kind of
Okay.
just came up with this on the spot.
Well, it's a really good looking head.
Yeah, he
So
does amazing sculpts.
it's in two pieces, so that the jaw still moves.
Yep.
Wow. Wow. I'm curious, how much does Marco charge for something like that? Like unpainted?
Well, because it's a file, he usually sells or him and Siratech sell through Etsy, And a head like that, probably like $35 just to
Okay.
buy like a printed and high quality,
Yeah.
durable resin.
Resin. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks really, really good. And of course, yeah, the design is great. Love the sort of striations and stuff.
This is one of their older sculpts that doesn't have the same, level of scale detail as the newer stuff.
Well, that's what's really deceptive about this one. It's like, wait a sec, because that head looks so good, and then you start to look at some of the other parts, and you're like, oh, okay, got it now. It's a, I didn't realize, I didn't read, I don't think you put it in here. Yeah, so I missed that it was a custom head. That head looks amazing, but all together, you tie it together so well. It's a testament to the paint job, man.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Got it. So it keeps the tongue of the figure.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
No,
They you just like kind of rip the head off of the original and place
I
these
see.
where the pegs are that kept that on the plastic on.
Yo, that is so cool. Are you working outdoors too? I wonder about. I just realized that.
Oh, and I actually work right next to me.
Okay.
But I usually take pictures outside when I don't have decent lighting inside.
Got it.
Now my station's pretty decent for photography, but I'd like to improve it as best I can.
So this isn't a Hammond collection one then?
No, this is before that even was like shown off.
Yeah, but this is like, I feel like it's up there just because of that custom sculpt. It looks so good.
I know.
Oh, wow. It
awesome stuff.
totally got me. That's a trip. Okay. All right. Love that. And I love this. So in terms of the colors and everything, Adam highly articulated, saying he's right. There's no scientific proof that dinosaurs weren't vibrant colors. And actually, kind of the opposite these days, right? They're actually saying they're a lot more vibrant than we understood, are likely more vibrant. And then from the feathers and plumage that are preserved, there's like real saturated actual colors in there. So, so let's revise that. Dinosaurs are like pizza. Everybody loves them.
Amen
and this is what I'm tripping on right here. And that's what I mean by so much detail in the sculpt, but knowing how to hit it to kind of mimic maybe what light would do to highlight stuff, or even just when you're dry brushing, sometimes it just happens sort of naturally, organically, I should say. Absolutely. I'm with Jordan. It just looks so real. Graininess, and love it. Yeah, man, this is the kind of stuff. Anyway, you're inspiring me. I need to break out the paints or something, because this stuff.
I tell everybody to paint. Everybody should paint.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's look at this, because this, I know what the toy looks like and we can show it. But this is one, and you can kind of see it here. This is, the design is a little bit funky. This is what, Jurassic Park 3?
No, this is the newest movie.
Oh, this is Rebirth.
Yeah.
This is a good reminder. I need to watch it. But yeah, it had, that's right, because it had that swooshing kind of thing. Okay, but check this out, folks. This is Walter's work, and this is what, again, to hit a certain price point, I understand it. $52 on BBTS, available now. This is what Mattel was able to kind of push out in terms of to make it a $53 toy. But again,
I actually think it's one of their betters. I think it's a decent figure on its own.
Well, I was gonna, to their credit, all of this sculpted detail is there. This is not there's no custom parts on this, right?
The only thing that is custom in the movie, like last second, they added the crest like right in the middle of the head. And I added that. It's like a real tiny one.
Just this little highlighted. Oh, this part. Right here.
Yeah. Up from that. That was there, but there's like
the
a
yellowy
section. You might have to see a picture from like the front on.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, right there.
A little bit there. Yeah.
And that's epoxy sculpt.
Yeah.
Very.
It's
cool.
not the greatest, but I was kind of doing it like last second before I was going out to do something, and I wanted it to dry by the time I got home. So it's like,
Question, technical question. Does that stuff stay really well just
with
the epoxy?
Oh yeah.
Well,
epoxy sculpt is like great. I love that.
Sure. So all of these scarring and everything that was in there.
Yeah.
Or did you do it?
The sculpt is great. I think it's just taken straight from the CGI file.
No
when
kidding.
They do that, and then they kind of like break it up to turn into a toy.
Wow. Yeah, we just don't sort of see it, but it's there. And the eye on this one looks so flat, and the colors, like that straight up yellow, like a car paint job or something, right? Like a racing stripe. But There's something about what you've got going on here with like the extra highlights that kind of makes those stripes, I guess, stand out less, right? If that makes sense. Because there's more levels. There's a dark, there's a medium, there's a, yeah.
I actually painted the sail is like a darker color than the rest of the body where it isn't yellow.
Okay.
And that kind of gives it like I didn't like how little there was a separation from like the body to the sail because it looked kind of like a camel hump. So I had to kind of add like my own touch to it, I guess.
That's cool, man. I really love what you're doing. Look at this. The mouth closed. That just looks so good. All the teeth and the like, you know, there's different coloring, the coloration on the teeth. It's not just straight up, here is the one color of the teeth, right? Which again gives it that toy plastic feel. But now you bring in some of that realism. Great job in the eyes too. Really understated. That's cool, man. I'm really impressed. 19 years old. Look at you. You just graduated last year?
Yep. I'm in Monco, Pennsylvania College right now. Getting my 2 years in.
Look at you. Okay, so this is probably your most recent work?
Yeah, this is one of my best. I mean, maybe not best like quality, but my favorite designs, and it came out looking the best. I love a nice yellowy orange Carnotaurus.
And you just did this, posted this yesterday.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm curious, how long did this take? When did you start it? Last week?
I think I started this. I can tell you. Pull it up real quick. Yeah. I have a picture of the day that I primed it.
Very cool. This is a
That was Wednesday. Last Wednesday.
Wow. Okay. And so this is a N.E.W.S Studio one. This is the one that are articulated and everything. What do they call them now?
I love those. They're my favorite. Oh my god. The new stuff they're doing is so above and beyond.
They're just a little smaller than Jurassic Park's, right?
Yeah, the Mattel line is just a little bit. Yeah, it's 1/20th scale for Mattel, and then N.E.W. kind of does their own thing per figure.
Mm-hmm. And this thing is great. Like, this is again the difference of like Mattel's doing retail figures. This is a little more specialty from N.E.W. Studios, and so meant for adult collectors.
Yeah,
I love what they did. Like, it's night and day. You can kind of see they're doing similar to what you're doing, of really like doing a multiple levels of lights and darks, and there's a lot of paint hits in this thing. But it's kind of cool to just straight up like, this is what I want to see. Did you? So you said it was your original design, but were you looking at anything when you kind of?
Yeah. The guy who commissioned it sent me a couple pictures of lizards. I might have a saved picture I can show you. But stuff like you know, lizards like this, stuff like that.
Okay,
like
gotcha.
Deserty lizards and like colorful lizards.
Yeah.
So I kind of just adapted it in a way that I thought looked cool.
See, Jordan's giving you some good advice that I wish I had understood back then. I'd probably be a little bit better financial shape. Remember, compound interest. But yes, save your money and or invest your money and let it grow at 19. Man. Oh, man. Okay. Anyways, you're doing great stuff in the dino area, but man, I will tell you, I love a good sci-fi creature. This is obviously a commission. You called it, I love your reference, it's a custom Giger inspired alien type statue thing. So are you familiar with a lot of Giger's work?
I am like totally, I love Giger. I love Alien. I've always loved Alien. That was one of like the first for me. I watched my first Alien movie when I was probably like 4 maybe.
What was that? Which was
it? Was just the original, obviously.
Okay, Alien.
Yeah,
got it.
Although you probably kill me for this one, but I love Prometheus and Covenant. I know most people don't. I'm like a big.
I am generally pretty what people would say either too nice or too easygoing, but I kind of just take it. I let the creators, because I haven't yet been in the position to write and create an alien movie. So I kind of go in and let them do their thing, let them cook, as the kids say.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just try and take it for what it is. And so I wasn't quite old enough to see the first Alien, but I did see the first Alien 2 in theater, I believe. Yeah.
That's cool.
And Aliens. And then I saw Alien 3 and so on. And yeah, even then I was like, oh yeah, this is not as good as Aliens 3 is not as good as Aliens. And Aliens was clearly different from Alien. But I go with it. And I actually like, I don't subscribe to it necessarily. Not at all, actually. But I love the whole ancient alien thing. And I love that he was trying to play with that a little bit with Prometheus. And so I went for the ride. I'm open to it. I really love what they're doing now. So folks, go watch Alien Earth. And I think it's
Alien Earth was awesome. I really liked it. I'm not crazy about the alien designs because I feel like they stray too far from like Geiger-y stuff, which is what I love about Alien. But I really like the other aliens and other creatures and what they're doing with the bio android things.
Man, shout out to this 19-year-old who gets this stuff. But this thing is rad. And as Andrew says, if Sunday Scaries were a person, it might be this person. Did you know much about I love it. Sorry, Allison's chiming in. We're of the same age, and she's saying Covenant was great. Prometheus was kind of meh. Yeah, and I'm with Josh. Like what you like, homie. Talk to me about this thing. Did they tell you much about like what they did? Did they make this? Did they?
That is just some woman, I guess, like kind of carved out a little Geigery, and I added like the alien dome and like the big spike things on the back because I just wanted it to look kind of like Geigery, and I thought that it kind of gave that vibe.
Oh, okay. So wait. So they gave you a figuring with the parts carved out?
Go to the last slide, I think there's a picture of it.
I did not go all the way. Bad host. All right. Oh, the source material, just like the. Okay, let's see. We're getting. Oh,
yeah, there you are.
Oh, this alone is kind of dope too. I love it.
I know. Okay. I mean, it gave me Geiger immediately, so I was like, yeah kind of run with it.
Biomech kind of thing going on. Oh, she looks badass. Okay, but you wanted to mix in a little bit more of the big extended head and everything.
Yeah, like something you'd see in his like.
Oh, I totally see it. Did you sculpt that, or did you get that from another figure?
No, I sculpted that.
Oh wow, look at you! Right on. That's cool. Okay, and then you added the horn. I see it now.
That's actually a Hammond Collection Triceratops horn that I scalped.
Did the person who gave this to you, did they say where they got it from? Was it their art or something else?
I don't have any idea where they found that or what it is. He originally asked me to paint it like bright white because he got it as a gift and just didn't know what to do with it. But when I suggested like doing Geigery stuff to it, he was like, "Oh, that's such a cool idea. I should have thought of that."
Very cool. Yeah, I love that you did that, but it's also very like it's like a hard shell, like like rock almost.
I don't have the materials to do like a resin dome or anything, so I just kind of went with what I could.
No, it's cool. I love that, and I love that you're exploring with different, like your commissions get you the ability to kind of explore different things. I love that. And then of course here is a straight up actual xenomorph. Was this a commission too? Someone gave you the NECA figure?
No, that's one I have an extra one, and I thought I'd give it a go. I wanted to give it. The big one was the black dome. I know that I really like the striped dome of the alien in the movie, but I really wanted to give one like just creeping out of the dark, right in your face, black dome. You know, you wouldn't see it without any light anyway. So I kind of just sprayed it and went with it.
Yo, this thing, you did such a good job. It's awesome. Let me make sure that the folks get this link. Very cool. Yeah, and again, NECA, all the sculpt is there. You were talking David Silva of Creative Beast earlier. He's, was from NECA, and I think still works there. He does still work at NECA. I don't know exactly like what pieces he works on or whatever.
Pacific Rim. He did a lot of Pacific Rim.
I see.
He did a lot of Pacific Rim, and he did a couple dinosaurs from the Jurassic Park 3 Hasbro line.
Oh, okay.
Like he did an Allosaurus and a Pachyrhinosaurus.
I love it. I bring that up just because, like a lot of these folks have similar interests, I think, as you do, and it's cool that you get to like mess with these figures. I think it looks really great. I love the colors you chose. On that note, let's shift a little bit. Thank you, man. Your work is dope. What's up, Cobb? I love seeing everything that you do. Folks, go check out Goji Walter at Walter _only1, as it says on the screen. And again, if you check out that QR right hand corner or on the ticker that start back up, at the end of the show, I'll have all the links up. They're not there yet, but they will be. Okay. Apologies if you can hear the kids out there. They're having fun. So that makes me happy. Okay.
I was praying that you'd be watching the football game tonight. So I get you.
Okay, here we go. Let's, speaking of bigger inspired things, whether it was that last awesome statue or this NECA Romulus, which has Giger root. Are you familiar with a Japanese designer named Yoshi?
Yes. I've seen those. They came out recently, didn't they?
Yes, this is 52 Toys or 52 Toys. Yoshi is like a really prolific sculptor. He's done other stuff. He's got like Gashapon figure, original figure line that he's done, a bunch of cool stuff. But this is recently partnered with 52 Toys to do these sort of like, they have the license to do Aliens and Predator. And so they commissioned him to do his take on a xenomorph. This thing is fantastic. The dome is great. I just wish the head turned a little bit better. But there's a lot of details in here that are very Yoshi, that are not Giger or any of the other folks who worked on the movies afterwards. He very much works in the sort of biomechanical, lots of details, etc.
I think that's the kind of artist they need for like the actual movies and shows, if you ask me.
Yeah,
somebody that gets what they're going for, but can give it their own artistic spin that they care about and kind of matches the vibe.
Well, again, I don't want to take away from the folks who actually worked on it. I'm sure they're like, but I am that person. I thought I love it. But that's it. He's also working on a Yautja Predator. I think that's cool. But more recently in the new year, this is just something that he posted. Let's get into the ephemera section of the random crap that I saw that I want to share with you. This thing is just a cool little sculpt and design of his, and it kind of shows you a little bit more of like he's got a lot of the intricate line work, kind of like that sculpture you're working on. I'm sure you look at this thing, it's like, ooh, what could I do if I painted this thing? But I love his work, and I just, I love that. I hope that, oops, there's Luffy. I hope that folks get to check his stuff out if you're not familiar, because this alien thing is rad. If he ever gets his way to work with another company just to like bring some of the stuff that he creates, I would love to see that line, because his Gashapon figure, I've got a couple from the last trip to Japan that are pretty damn cool. So this is cool. This little Happy New Year message. I just what do you think? What are you seeing?
I think it's really cool. I think it gives me like the vibe of like the statues of engineers and Prometheus. I know that he does his own stuff, but it kind of gives me like, this was once a living thing and now it is like a statue remnants. Yeah, I think it's really cool.
Yeah, man, I love it. It pulls from a lot of things, including absolutely H.R. Giger stuff.
Are you aware of Rain World, that game?
No.
I don't play video games, never have, but I've seen videos of this Rain World game. It's kind of like a post-apocalyptic thing where you're this slug cat creature in a that. And if you look at some of the pictures of like the organisms, they're all biomechanical and interesting and weird, and that kind of gives me the same vibe as the statue we were just looking at.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, I gotta check this out. I wonder if this is me and the kids are playing this right now, Hollow Knight. Oh yeah, it says Rain World is a lot like Hollow Knight. I gotta check that out, because me and my sons are all about Hollow Knight right now, and it is punishing. It is one of the most punishing Metrovania games I've ever played. Yeah, no, good call. I totally see it too in terms of the design. And it's got a little bit of Legend of Zelda in there.
Yeah, definitely.
I love it. So switch gears a little bit, still Yoshi, but I'm going to reverse engineer. So just like he did a take on a classic creature, the xenomorph. So this is King Joe from Ultraman. I don't know if you've ever checked out Ultra. Have you checked?
Oh, I love Ultraman. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've only seen the original like series, like
yeah,
like the very first like one episode week, like fighting Gamora or something like that. That's like.
So this is some of that stuff from maybe not the first one, but they've got all sorts of aliens that he encounters, and so this is King Joe, and I bring it up because it's just like the xenomorph to folks who are familiar with it. It is iconic. That they know what it is, etc. So in comes Yoshi with his take, and you can kind of see like where his aesthetic takes over, right?
Oh, that is cool.
Where it's got the elements, it's got the silhouette, right? It's got the key parts that identify him as King Joe, including the stuff on the hips and on the face, but it's just Yoshi'd out. And yeah, what's your take?
I would love to have seen that in like Shin Ultraman.
Right?
I think that is such a cool design. That looks really good.
You imagine a show where we got this. It's very yeah, it's like Shin Kamen Rider actually, but like for Ultraman, and that would be amazing to get kind of a take that embrace some of this stuff. It also looks like the old there's an old Venus, like one of the earliest depictions of it's a sculpture, prehistoric art, that it's got these similar body type, and it just reminds me of like this is one thing, right? But it's almost like if ancient aliens, again, back to the ancient aliens thing. Anyway, whatever. But this I
can totally get what you mean.
Yeah.
Like it gives me like the same kind of vibes as like, you ever see those, I guess, Egyptian or old civilization statues that people refer to as like ancient,
they might be ancient
beauty and stuff.
Yes,
they're like gods and stuff like that. It kind of gives me that like physique.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly. We're probably thinking of the same little sort of statue that I remember from my 11th grade AP art history class many moons ago, decades ago. And here's like a printed version. But just it's so cool, man. All the cool little designs, and sometimes people would just go, oh, he just draws a bunch of lines. Like, no, I really take a look at sort of where the details apply, where he pulls back, and I really appreciate his work so much. And the idea that we live in a world where we can get like a highly articulated take on a xenomorph by him or a predator is awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's right, the old school space jockey, which is what we just called it for the longest time before it was Prometheus or the pilot or whatever it was. But anyway, that's Yoshi. I love his stuff. On a similar note, let's move to figures. I know, like, you've told me, like, oh man, I don't really pay too much attention to action figures. So I love that. I love that maybe some of this stuff is really new to you. So this is a company out of China called Power Spot Toy. And they crowdfunded this line that they're coming up with like 2 years ago on the a Chinese version of something like a Kickstarter here in the US is called Modian. And then so it funded, they're making it, and then they're now making it available for sale here for pre-order here in the US. So it's clearly very much Space Marines. You can kind of imagine what these things would be fighting, and you kind of see bits of it in some of these shots when you see, like, it looks like he's got like a alien on him. Here is the loadout for what's being made available here in the States, and you can kind of see like there's heads and faces where he's like been infected, right? So these are like, the alien is coming from the inside out, including the arms and stuff. And so there's like the deluxe, it comes with a head that is on a wire, so like it can, like a tentacle kind of thing. Here's the neck piece that you use to replace the head. And so this is where we're at now, where amazing toys are coming out.
That is cool.
everywhere, you know, like just and let me actually show you. Let's see, where was it? Here is the crowdfund campaign sort of exclusive pieces. We can kind of get a little bit more sense of the lore. Like here he is sort of standing on the creature that he killed, and then there's this weird sword that unfortunately is not available here in the States. It was like a Modian exclusive, like essentially like a Kickstarter exclusive if you backed in China. But clearly there's a bit of lore here where it's like the alien infection, there's some ancient sword stuff, and it just sends my brain going. What you thinking?
It kind of, not that a lot of people would agree with me or know what I'm even talking about, but one thing that they wanted to explore in the sequel to that horrible Predator movie that came out, I think it was like The Predator or something in 2018-ish. It's the one with like the hybrid predator, like the big one. You know what I'm talking about?
Predator. Not Prey. Before Prey, right?
Not Prey, the one right before Prey, yeah.
Oh, I don't even know that I've seen it. I need to
check it out. If you didn't, I wouldn't recommend watching it because it's so bad. But at the very end, they have like the real predators, like not the hybrid predator, send people like a mech suit that they can use to fight predators that, like, you know, is kind of decked out and works kind of like an Iron Man suit, I guess. And that kind of gives me like the same vibe as this.
That's funny. I haven't seen that, but to me, it's like Space Marines, like Warhammer kind of a thing. Or are you familiar with an artist named Mobius who used to do stuff for Heavy Metal Magazine, an old school magazine? It's fine if you're not familiar, but it very much.
I know Heavy Metal Magazine, but I don't know about Mobius.
Okay, but just like the design language and the shape of that helmet and. Anyway, look at that. Like the alien parts on him just look amazing. This thing's going up for pre-order
really cool.
On like 5K Toys, which is a toy shop that I get a lot of stuff out of that imports stuff into LA. But what's cool is that it's part of a larger line. And the reason I'm sharing it with you, aside from it's just cool looking, and clearly you're into sci-fi stuff too, but creatures, take a look. If they're able to get beyond this first figure, yes. So we're going to get these guys that they battle with. And there's kind of a little, here's just take a look at some of the other stuff. You can kind of see these little walker dudes down here.
Oh, that's very, what's that one movie where they go to the planet and there's like those big bug things? What am I thinking of?
The Space Marines kind of thing where they fight them.
Yeah.
With Rico.
Oh, hang on, maybe I can look it up.
I did my part. That one.
I think so.
Oh my gosh! Someone in the thing. Mobius hates me.
Starship Troopers. Starship
Troopers. Thank you. Low Fidelity is there. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Ray Paz, are you in on this, man? I am totally in on this guy. I love it. You can get it at 5K right now. Yep. Allison saying definitely check out Mobius, not Morbius. It's not Morbin time. He did an adaptation of Alien back in 1979. Him adapting Giger is primo grade A sci-fi art. I have to check that out. I haven't actually seen that. We've got a lot of ephemera, so I won't bring stuff up, but yeah, Ray Paz is super into it. All right, let's see. So this is some of the stuff that's there, and you can kind of see that with the head.
I was wondering how that looked with the head. Yeah.
It's cool, man. Cool. It's real tempting. If they weren't so damn expensive, I'd love to have like a bunch of these guys.
But it feels kind of like The Thing, like Kurt Russell's in it. I mean, obviously you know what movie I'm talking about, but I don't know the director.
Yeah, it's The Thing with Kurt Russell, and that's oh my god, he does a lot of great horror movies, and I'm totally blanking. Synth soundtrack.
I have the original book. I have the book that The Thing is based on, like one of the short stories, Who Goes There.
And that's the one that you're talking about is actually a remake. There was a Thing movie prior to that, but yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of the creature?
I think the creature is like really cool. I could paint the hell out of that. I
I
love
was
that
gonna say,
skill
you want to paint
detailing.
it?
Yeah.
It's so cool.
I feel like it's begging for some kind of like lava skin texture.
Take a look at these. So they basically like
That's
haven't,
definitely the thing. Jesus.
yeah, and they've inhabited it, and it's like a crab using the head as a skull, like a hermit crab.
That's cool.
Yeah, man, toys are amazing in 2026. And then, you know, there's more to come from this thing. There's some artwork that they've posted. Expedion, so you can kind of see some of the other things, like what they're gonna go for and create some of the creatures. And here's that awesome thing. So I could see you like, oh man, I love that concept art. I could do the painted version of that.
Yeah, definitely.
It's cool. Here is the, okay, let's switch gears a little bit. Creatures, cool creatures. I love them, and we're getting great versions. This is again from 5K Toys. The other day they announced this guy, and I might have jumped right over to pre-order. It's Sobek, based on an Egyptian god. This thing is cool. Like 9.5 inches tall, from Magic Craftstman Studio, a new company that I'm, you know, crossing my fingers that they do great work. I am yet to be let down by that kind of gamble on 5K Toys. But I'm just really impressed with what I'm seeing. You can kind of see like he's holding the shield that's like a sarcophagus.
It's kind of like it looks more like a, well, not maybe more, but kind of gives me like beetle vibes, like a shell.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
which
neat.
Is like
that.
It's very thematically appropriate. Like it's an Egyptian god and the whole scarab thing and the, yeah, absolutely, scarab beetle. So here it is, and you can kind of sense of what's going on underneath all that armor. So the armor itself is beautifully detailed, but just the skin on and everything else going on in this. A lot of these toys, like this one, you can actually take everything off. So you can actually get, let's see, down to,
oh wow,
completely unarmored crocodile thing, as it says, made of fabric, move your joints and equipment, your whatever.
That's cool.
But yeah, you can totally see it, and I'll get to some shots here. Here's
I wonder if they use like magnets for that. You think they use magnets for that?
That's a great point, because there is a lot more and more companies doing that, like using for attachment purposes. I love that you actually get the sarcophagus as well as being able to use it as a shield.
Oh, that's cool.
Everything that it comes with, some soft goods. But check this out. Anthropomorphic crocodile, just big, beefy, 9.5 inch tall. So I'm down to check this thing out. Who knows? I might. No, I like I said, I've rarely been disappointed by some of the things that I get coming out of 5K. Not cheap, it's like $82, but for a big old figure like this, with all the
nothing. Yeah,
details, yeah. See our earlier conversation about, you know, worth.
These cool Hammond collection figures, $82, and it looks a lot worse than that looks.
Damn, straight up. Look at this. This right here. He didn't know Starship Troopers, and the worst crime of them all was that I couldn't think of John Carpenter. Hey, for the record, I did say synth soundtrack, which he famously made the music for. But yeah, dude, I'm getting old, Josh. I'm getting old, man.
Yeah, I'm still young. I didn't remember it. You know, throw me under the bus here.
I'm on the other half of 100 years, so I'm hitting 50 this year, as I've mentioned on this channel before. Oh. So I'm up there. All right. Let's keep moving. Sorry, we're running a little long, but there's just so many cool things that I want to talk to like a creature person like yourself about, because not everybody's necessarily into it. They're like, dude, what are you looking at these weird bugs and crabs and stuff? So I was like, okay, I've got someone who I think will appreciate it here with me. This is a little random. Yes, definitely, dude. Man, yeah. I wish we got. Anyways, I just want better Pacific Rim movies like that first one, and I wish it continued. But
well, they're doing a prequel.
Yes, but is Guillermo del Toro involved?
I don't think so, but I know that it's like a show on Amazon Prime or something that's going to be live action. There's not a lot of information out about it, but I hope it's good. I really do.
Like I said, I'll go with it. I always check it out once. and I just try and enjoy. Like this
Yeah.
thing, the random little crab, brand new company, but it's tiny. It's like 10 centimeters, which I want to say is like 4 inches or something. So it's not something that I'll necessarily pick up, but I love the idea. It's 4 inches of having littler, tiny guys to go in with some of the things that we're getting now. There are other companies like Four Horsemen has a big old crab guy. Noda is doing the crab sort of character from Journey to the West. So the idea that maybe you can do like little minions and stuff if the price is right. But not much to say about it personally, but what do you think of the paint job, knowing like you?
The paint job is maybe even better than I could do, honestly, but it's weirdly kind of given me the orcs from Lord of the Rings. Like I feel like these things would be like cloned underneath a volcano and sent to destroy somebody's town piece by piece.
That's kind of cool. I would love to see that more in fantasy, right? Just like all of a sudden these weird like tons of crabs come to life, or it's like
coconut crabs on its crack.
All right, I think that one's pretty cool. I'm gonna try and pick this up because I'm looking at the time, but there's definitely things I want to talk about, like this. We're talking Creative Beast Studios. They're moving into the Cenozoic, and so we're getting a lot more prehistoric mammals. This is their direwolf, which I think is going to turn out really cool. It's a little bit smaller than their I've got it right here. What is it? The saber-tooth. That's not the right name.
Smilodon?
Smilodon, thank you. Josh, I don't know what's happening. But yeah, the Smilodon, man. And so there's a Smilodon right there for comparison. But direwolves are larger. Do you have any of the like this stuff? I think we can get a Smilodon. I think that's the only thing from the Cenozoic we can get right now. But are you interested in the non-dino stuff by Creative Beasts at all?
I'm a little bit I really love Beasts of the Mesozoic. I love their dinosaurs. I've bought a ton of them, but I'm actually right now getting rid of the ones that I bought. I've been sending them to my buddy Brad, only because I just don't have like the shelf space for it anymore. I have to buy like new glass cases and everything like that.
Well, I don't want to corrupt your 19-year-old self. I love that at 19, you're like, I should stop and I should get rid of some of this stuff. So you keep doing that. Maybe use me as a cautionary tale. So
no, it's only temporary. Once I actually have like a better shelving setup, trust me, I'm buying them all back. I'm not gonna resist if they do it. My favorite dinosaur, Baryonyx. I'm not gonna hold myself back. I will buy 3 of them. I'll buy every version of it. I will buy every single one they have in stock.
Have they mentioned it? Have you mentioned it to them, or like because
no, I don't
on their streams?
I don't think they're doing Spinosaurids for a while.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Well, we'll get there. They'll get there. I thought this was really cool. I don't think a direwolf is necessarily something I need, but they just showed something off this week that I'm like, oh yeah. I'm definitely gonna get they refer to it, the terror bird.
That's so cool.
But it's a Kelenken guillermoi, I think is. I don't know how you would pronounce that in the Latin, but dude, big old birds.
I am a huge fan of big old birds. I might have to get this one. I might have to.
And can you imagine what they're gonna paint it? Like the Creative Beasts paint jobs, man.
I'm a sucker for like the eagle color palette of like the brown and white. I did a terror bird, like 3D printed one at some point, and oh man, I really hope that the paint job kind of matches my internal vibe for it.
Well, the nice thing about like even these, like we're not 100% sure on what the colors are like. Some of them they're depicted a little bit more muted on the browns, and sometimes there's like strong colors in the beaks and stuff. So I'm hoping they treat this like they're raptors and how they kind of repaint them and give us different.
Yeah, me too. I think that'd be great. Different like subspecies and everything like that.
My wallet won't be happy, but I don't need to retire. But yeah, no, I think everything is looking really cool, and it just knowing from like what they can do with the raptors in particular, because this seems like kind of similar size. I know these are going to be great.
I'd love to see terror birds in a movie. I feel like they have no representation in like film.
God, you're speaking my language. Absolutely. Yeah. What if, anyways, whatever. Like Jurassic Park kept going and they found other. Yeah. Anyways.
There's always a future. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a future. I don't need the hybrid stuff. I think it's fine. It's fun. But like if they just kept going to other extinct animals, man, that would be fun to think about.
I'm surprised that they didn't like that they hit mutants before they hit, or they hit hybrids before they hit mutants with like
right.
the whole like, origin of Jurassic Park and everything that they've like, tried to do over the years and all the lore. You'd think that mutants would be like the go-to, or like failed pests and stuff like that.
Yeah. I feel like there was another Hollywood in some other universe where Jurassic Park did really well and they splintered off and did all sorts of things, right? Really like
I wish.
Yeah. So scale is a funny question, Ray, because of the way that they handle stuff. They often will do multiple versions of their stuff, but they do give measurements here. And I know you can't really see it, but that's 7 inches tall from head to toes, not the right word, but yes. So if that gives you a sense of to kind of compare. And the dire wolf was 6.5 inches long, if that helps. So yes. Oh yeah. And then just read the text. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So they do the same thing with their dinos where they'll do multiple scales. So Creative Bee Studios, shout out to them. They've got some amazing stuff, but let's close out with some cool custom stuff. I mentioned Josh Brown and Low Fidelity, who was here. This thing totally caught my eye when they posted it. So Josh Brown Customs commissioned a head design, a creature design for this thing that's called Spike Head, from Dave Igo, who is an amazing, talented sculptor. Worked with all sorts of different toy companies, including at Sideshow, doing statues and then figure stuff. I want to say he's done stuff, with NECA as well. And he's got his own toy line called Monsters. And I'm looking at this. So this is a 4 horseman troll. I should show you because I realize the action figure world that isn't necessarily creatures or dinos isn't something that you've been following. So I mentioned earlier the 4 horsemen. This is them, and these are large figures, like they're roto cast trolls, and they're not. There you go. They're like, got the cool kind of hollowish body. No, it's a solid body, but I want to say parts of it are hollow just for weight. But you can kind of get a sense of this is the original thing, and then they'll just basically repaint it and give it like different heads.
Man, if that doesn't look like one of those old clay stop motion puppets, I don't know what does.
Yep, Harryhausen, man. This guy especially, right? The Cyclops.
Yeah, totally.
So this is the original figure, and people who collect 4 Horsemen stuff, Mythic Legion stuff, they're like, yeah, that was a great, beautiful, amazing figure, but like yourself are like, yeah, but I want to paint it. I want to do something different to it. And so there's been this whole cottage industry of people doing customizers, customs, and you've got customizers doing original sculpts. So enter somebody like Josh Brown, who's like, hey, I want to see some product that people can use for their trolls, these creatures, because not a whole lot of people have been giving them the custom attention lately. So he commissioned Dave Igo to create 2 kaiju. And he came up with this is one of them, the Spike Head. And so that's just plop on the head. Obviously, you saw what the colors look like. Look at this freaking amazing paint job by Low Fidelity Customs. This guy right here.
Like Sofobi or Sofubi, like Japanese vinyl
straight
type
up
colors.
I'm assuming this is there's a paint brand. I'm forgetting what they're called. Does he say? Maybe. Oh yeah, Turbo Dork sort of metallic paints that are gorgeous, and it totally you're 100% right on. It totally looks like a straight up Sofubi, like when they do those variants with the beautiful colors and everything.
Yeah, they're really
But
cool. I never collected them, but I've always seen them and thought that they just look awesome.
Gorgeous stuff, man. The paint job on this, to be able to get that to read like this, is just so good. To go from low fidelities in the chat, what did you use, the ice troll or the Brontis or the there's a green one? I'm curious what the original color was to get to this guy. And he said that he got the actual figure for $50 at a convention, which is a great deal for these things. And so he just customized it. So good. So shout out to Josh Brown Toys, who's telling him, yeah, you better bring it to CarverCon to show off and or sell. It was the ice troll, so it was the bluer one.
Yeah, I got you. The Cyclops.
I had an ice troll that I sold 2024. I think it was Terrence, if Terrence is still here. Yeah, we got to follow up about that. But I still have a green one and an orange one that I love. I just I can't necessarily fit 3. But then Josh released these things that I helped him out with some art for. I don't think I have anything here. The logos for, and Erwin Papa, who was here, did the awesome art for it. And now I'm like, man, I want a shark head, and I want to. So I think I'm gonna have to figure out how to customize these. But this looks so great. Low fidelity did an awesome job. That paint job is killer. I'm so curious what it feels like, though. Loves the paint on it. He's not going to sell it. He's like, curious, what does it feel like? What does this paint? I've never actually seen the Turbo Dork stuff. Does it have like it's got a shiny feel to it? I mean, a shiny look to it. So I'm like, does it feel super slick or what? But such a gorgeous look.
I'm a big like texture hater. Like I will not. I don't like things that don't like feel like it's just like the plastic but colored. You know, I don't like stuff that's sticky or like slimy or slick or tacky or anything like that.
Then that's why you totally throw in. I love that he's got this whole write up for it too. But do you put a finish on it, like a matte finish, or what do you?
I use do I have it nearby? I can grab it.
Curious. But shout out Low Fidelity. This was a great piece, and I love that you're like kind of worked in some of this lore going into it. Very eldritch horror, kind of like, we found the notes. Oh, okay. So you've got a
I use this
does
brand.
It say what finish it is? Is it like
It's a satin, but it doesn't always show up satin. It kind of depends how much you put on.
Okay.
But I think it's like it never gets sticky, it never feels weird. I only just found it recently, but usually I used to just not seal my figures because I could never find something that kind of didn't feel tacky or weird.
Got it. Well, he finished this one to be really slick, to kind of match the look of it. Really cool.
I think it looks really good.
Yeah, and he did these sort of custom soft goods going on here. It's almost like a beard. Which is a little bit funky, but I use Tester's gloss coat, which doesn't get tacky or sticky.
Might have to test it out.
Low fidelity. Well, yeah. What is that? Is that soft goods? Is he wearing this, or is that his natural hide that's speaking out below his loincloth? Inquiring minds want to know. But this thing looks
hits
rad.
Puberty sometime.
And he did such a great job with this too. This is like a glossy, almost icy, like you see through it, the knife, and really cool stuff.
That is neat.
Man. There's so many other things, and I want to end with something that you brought because I think it's dope. And we'll close out here. And I'll double check that. So talk to me about this, because it took me a while to realize, oh man, it's practical. Like it's got a function. So
yeah, this is one of the few people that like can still like hand sculpt things really good, and it like, you know, almost blows 3D printing out of the water sometimes. His level of detail is just insane. I've always watched Kayakasaurus. I think his videos are amazing. I think what he does is really creative and intuitive. I get a lot of my products from his videos. And oh my God, I'm lucky enough to have contacted the people that I, you know, really appreciate so much and talk to them about their stuff. and he's just been a very nice guy. And I don't know, I just can't get enough of his work. I love watching it. I'm waiting for the next diorama that he's gonna do on the like a part of like a 4-section diorama of miniatures, like dinosaurs in the snow and in fall and stuff like that. He does such great stuff, and it's all with the most recent paleo accuracy, involved with it, which is funny because it's a friggin' vacuum cleaner.
Right. So if you didn't catch that, I think that's the first time you mentioned it. It ends up being a functional vacuum cleaner. So he took foam, and you can kind of see it in the video, like, insulation foam, or it looked like, and built it thick enough and kind of worked around the dimensions of the thing and carved out of it. And then I think there was an additive parts there where he added details with like probably epoxy clay or something.
Yeah.
And then you see the eye and the painting that went into that. And now the paint job just bringing this thing to life. Look at that.
Funny enough, I'm not sure where, but I believe he's donated some of his art to museums. Like, you know how they have like the statues of dinosaurs like in museums and stuff that look like right and accurate? I think he's donated some of these to museums.
No kidding.
So you might be able to visit them yourself if you could find out where that is.
That's wild. And just the level of detail. Like, I love everything from the sketching to kind of figuring out scale and seeing that process here. So I didn't know about Kayakasaurus, so thank you for bringing ephemera and educating me. Like that.
Oh, totally.
But does he have a YouTube channel too? Where they
yeah. He has his YouTube channel is actually his primary. I should have just told you that one.
Shoot.
It's just
No, good to know.
Kayakasaurus. He's got amazing videos on there. Like, you'll see him hand sculpt like a Suchomimus or Baryonyx or anything like that, start to finish with his hands. You know what I mean? Like, he's invented texture stamps practically.
Yeah, I'm looking at that, and that one creeped me out. I have a couple of friends who have like that
trypophobia.
Yeah.
That's
gonna freak them out. But yeah, cool. I didn't know about him. I just subbed right now, and I want to check this out. Oh my god.
He's got this one. I think it's a sponsor that's like a 3D printing company where you send a file in and they'll send it back to you in like metal and stuff, which is crazy because you can have like a metal paleo accurate dinosaur that's just like solid.
Way.
Yeah, I think you can make it out of any material you want if you have the money. Like a solid gold Godzilla statue would be freaking awesome.
Damn. Well, this is cool. I'm going to spend some time on this channel. Definitely please add it, folks. Again, you can check it out on the link that's going across the bottom of the screen, or the QR code. But dude, I need to check that out. What is going on?
And they're all like, a lot of his stuff is life-sized, which is freaking awesome.
Oh man, look at this. That is totally, I've seen like, I don't know the name of the creature, but
I think it's like a Gorgonops or something like that.
Man, thank you for introducing that. I lied, actually. I said that was going to be the last thing, but there was one thing that I wanted to share with you and the audience that I came across not too long ago, and just been waiting.
Yeah. I remember looking through this
for the right guest to talk about this with. What's up, Ray? Good to see you. So this is Storm Spino, who's created this own little world called the FUZAURS. And if you look at Storm Spino's, Ricardo Bellon's from Italy, so Bellon maybe, I don't know. If you take a look, he's created all of these different sort of creatures that he's, created a backstory for, a name, in some cases like ability set, etc., and treated it like if it was like a game or something. But the artwork is fantastic. Clearly he's like a fan of prehistoric creatures, but fantasy creatures as well. So I thought when I was going to bring you on, I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is like right here. This is dinos and kaiju. This is Goji Walter stuff. And so
totally.
What did you think of? Was there any creatures in particular that stood out to you, or things?
Well, I definitely think that it's very artwork for primitive war feeling. I think a lot of it is like that, and there's a couple that actually kind of go up against like Mokele and Bembe and stuff from lore, and also the designs that I think they chose to use in the Monsterverse concept art. I could be mistaken on that, but There's a ton of people online who do these speculative evolution,
Yep.
universes where they like
Yep.
design,
Yep.
creatures that would have evolved had, the extinction event never occurred and everything like that.
Yep.
And like, even down to the funny things like what if cows were predators? And I think all this kind of really goes against or goes up with that in the same category. And it's really neat. I love that they steal from paleo accuracy and the
Mhm.
Jurassic universe in a lot of ways. A lot of like Monster Hunter vibes, definitely.
Totally.
I think it's all really cool. I love
There's
it.
a
I
little bit
love
of
when people do
a
that.
little bit of Pokemon in there too. The idea of like the
Yeah,
evolutions
definitely.
and so cool. I mean, some of it's just out there too. I love it. I don't know what the deal is. If it looks like this more of a vehicle thing, but I would absolutely love to see this stuff fleshed out more.
Have you
Not fleshed, it already is fleshed out, but I mean like on the screen, like show me
yeah,
the show,
totally.
I'll watch it. What were you gonna say?
Have you heard of I think it's like Boreal Hobby Time?
No.
It's let me see if I can find it.
Ooh, I love it. See, I love it when the guests bring me. Oh, okay.
Did you find it?
No, I got Boily.
Oh,
It's
my bad,
different.
my bad. It's BOYLEI
Oh
Hobby
yeah,
Time.
I did. No, I'm not familiar with it, but that's what came up when I
Yeah,
Boreal hobby
he
time.
has this world that he
Oh,
calls like
never
the
mind.
imaginary wild or wild imaginary west or something like that.
Yes, I have seen it because
And
I was about to hit subscribe and it's like, oh, I'm already subscribed. And I remember some of these are the like creatures coming out of resin, like clear resin.
yeah, yeah, that kind of gives me like the same vibe as this, like the cryptozoology, biomechanical type stuff.
Yes, yes. Oh, I love it. More ephemera to check out. See, I love it. I love it when the guest is like, "How about this? Thank you." But no, totally. I see that. I'm looking at this. Like, look at all the artwork, man. People are rad.
That is really
Like
cool.
toy companies, like hit these folks up and be like, "We love your concepts. Let's work together. Let's make toys out of this. I want these things, man. Look at that." And then Walter can
I want
custom.
movie franchises.
Yeah. I mean, look at all of this stuff. It's just so amazing. So definitely check out
That
Storm
one's kind of
Spino's
Avatar-y.
stuff. Yeah. Yeah, but hire these. I hope these folks like find work like as creature designers or whatever. Cause man, this stuff is amazing. Man, I feel like this stuff is right up there with like Cyberzoic's stuff.
Yeah, I think it definitely gives the same vibe.
Yeah.
So cool.
Amazing. I want to go back to that one that I brought up first because it was my favorite, and a lot of it has to do with the colors and the big old nose. But such a cool mix. Like this is something that I could see in, like a anime or maybe even Avatar: The Last Airbender kind of creature. I dig it.
I was
Yeah, man.
partial to live action. I'd like to see that in live action.
I would too. Yeah, it's so cool. Man, but that's pretty much it. And that was plenty. And I really appreciate you for hanging on for so long and for everybody else who's been watching along with us today live. Man, you're doing amazing work. I don't know if you missed it and you jumped on later. This guy right here, Goji Walter, aka Walter the Only One, started painting toys when he was 7 years old because he was like, this thing's cool, but it could be cooler. And then here he is at age 19 for like over 1,000 different customs that he's done. I love it, man. I can't wait to kind of see what happens next. Do you have commissions already lined up for you in the
Oh
next
my
couple of
God,
weeks?
tons, dude. I can't get
Yeah,
away
we
from
didn't
them.
talk about that. Tell me more. Like how
I
back
mean, right behind me. And nothing's backed up. I got like all this stuff in the past week. They ship them to me. They come in. I paint them.
Wow.
This is like a primed Spinosaurus I'm gonna do.
Damn.
I've got Herrerasaurus. Can just reach over and grab some of them. I usually hold them by the tail with like a paper towel so I don't get any like sweat or anything on them, which is like because you're holding the figure for so long.
Is that
this,
a Super 7?
No, this is Monster Arts.
Oh, wow. I elevated Super 7 there for a second. Wow, okay. Huh.
But yeah, I got all kinds of things. I got a Shin Godzilla monster arts back there. I'm doing.
So you're
Couple different
getting regularly like hit with commissions. That's
Oh yeah.
awesome.
I
Good
mean, you
for
know, it comes
you,
and
man.
goes, but you know.
Yeah. Good for you. Remember what Jordan said, compound interest. But yeah, no, that's awesome. You're doing amazing work, man. Jordan from Canada, actually, who gave you the advice about the financial advice. You're doing a great job, Walter. Keep up the great work. Thanks for sharing your skills. And yes, I agree. Thank you for coming through and talking with me about it. I hope it wasn't too talky.
Oh no,
but
not at all.
good show, lads. Says Rick Jones. What's up, man? I think I missed you. I didn't see you in the chat. He's localish to me. Good to see you, Rick. He knows a thing about creature design. He may or may not have had his hand in designing a bunch of stuff that might be familiar to folks, but I'll let him tell that story someday. Hey, Walter, thank you so much for hanging out and doing the show and sharing your work. And like, I'm just like everybody else in the chat. I'm genuinely like impressed by what you got going on. It's so cool. The streaming experience, was it okay?
I'm surprised. Like, you know, I'm usually a nervous wreck with this kind of stuff, like, you know, anxiety off the charts, but
it was the air
good.
guitar in the beginning. It was the air guitar in the beginning that
it set me off. Yeah.
That was awesome, man. Well, thank you. And I think definitely, what's up, Black Phoenix? Everybody should go check out his Instagram. It's right there on the screen. Walter _only1. You can go to that URL down sort of over here, wherever it is. bit.ly/brick something news, capital B, capital S, capital news, or use the QR code to check it out. Good stuff, Walter.
Thanks,
and again, thanks for hanging out. If you sit tight for a second, I'm going to close this show and then we can just say goodbye properly. Thank you to everybody who's here. Things are kind of wild out there, so I hope everyone's staying safe and finding joy in their toys. You know, pick up a paintbrush. Walter inspired you. Go do some amazing things, plus your toys. Oh, here, Low Fidelity is doing some amazing work, man. He started customizing at age 43. Amazing how young you started this, man. Can you imagine what the heck's going to happen in the years to come? And absolutely, man, I that's what it's all about. I see cool stuff. Go check out Low Fidelity Customs, and I want to share it with everybody. So, all right. Anything I need to tell people? Not really. I'm a little bit busy with work, but go check out the shorts if you haven't seen them. I'll quickly share this with you. This is a big guy. He's the size of my head. A two-headed ogre that moves beautifully, but I filmed him and did a short of him that I'm a little bit proud of because it features some juvenile sense of humor. So check it out on the channel along with some of the other things that I put up there. I've been playing with some old figures that I haven't seen in a while, so I'll throw those back up there. But anyway, that's all. Go follow Walter _only1 on IG. Go follow all the other folks we talked about. And I think that's it. So thanks, sir. Finally say goodbye after blah, blah, blah. I was trying to be slick is what I was setting myself up to click the things and then I forgot. Anyways, thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful Sunday. Yeah, and have a great week. Bye-bye. There's music. Yay. We just... Hi, everybody. Walter, you're a youngin', man. I had no idea. Not far from my students. I teach seniors, but I'm going to make sure the stream ends before I talk trash about those guys. Just kidding. Love you, kids.
Aww.